Devotees. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namine. Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharini Nirvishesha Shunyavadi ಪಾಶ್ಚಾತ್ಯ ದೇಶತಾರಣ. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಸೇರಿರುವ ಎಲ್ಲ ಭಕ್ತ ವೃಂದದವರಿಗೆ ನನ್ನ ಅನಂತಾನಂತ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ. ಇವತ್ತು ಬಹಳ ವಿಶೇಷವಾದ ದಿನ, ಶ್ರೀಲಾ ಪ್ರಭುಪಾದರ ಹುಟ್ಟಿದ ದಿನ. ನಾವು ಎಷ್ಟು ಪುಣ್ಯ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀವಿ, ಅವ್ರ ಶೆಲ್ಟರ್ ನಮಗೆ ಸಿಕ್ಕಿದೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಎಷ್ಟೋ ಜನ್ಮದ ಪುಣ್ಯ. ಅವ್ರದ್ದು ಮರ್ಸಿ ಅಂದರೆ ಅವ್ರ ಕೃಪೆ ನಮ್ಮಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಗೆ ಸಾಕ್ತಾ ಬಂದಿದೆ ಅನ್ನೋದು ನಮಗೆ ಸ್ವಂತ ಅನುಭವಕ್ಕೆ ಬರಬೇಕು. ಸ್ವಂತ ಅನುಭವಕ್ಕೆ ಬರಬೇಕಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ನಾವು ಕೃಷ್ಣನ ಭಕ್ತರಾಗಬೇಕು. ಕೃಷ್ಣನ ಹರಿನಾಮ ಸಂಕೀರ್ತನೆ ಯಾವಾಗಲೂ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇರಬೇಕು. ಅದು ಅವರ ಟೀಚಿಂಗ್ಸು. ಪ್ರಭುಪಾದರು ಎಲ್ಲದರಲ್ಲೂ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪರ್ಟ್, ಆಲ್ರೌಂಡರ್. ಯಾವುದು ಕೇಳಿ ಅವರಲ್ಲಿ ಫುಲ್ಲು ಜ್ಞಾನ ಇದೆ. ಅವರ ಪರ್ಪಟ್ಗಳನ್ನು, ಅವ್ರು ಬರೆದಿರೋ ಎಲ್ಲ ಬುಕ್ಗಳನ್ನು ನಾವು ಓದ್ತಾ ಹೋದರೆ ಖಂಡಿತ ಕಣ್ಣಲ್ಲಿ ನೀರು ಬರುತ್ತೆ ನಮಗೆ. ಎಷ್ಟು ಅನುಭವದ ಇದೆ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಅಂದರೆ ಎಲ್ಲದರಲ್ಲೂ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪರ್ಟ್. ಒಂದು ಕುಕಿಂಗ್ ಮಾಡೋದಿದ್ರೆ, ಒಂದು ಪ್ರಸಾದ, ಒಂದು ಕೀರ್ತನ್, ಅವ್ರು ಮಾಡೋ ಅಂಥ ಪ್ರತಿಯೊಂದು ಕೀರ್ತನ್, 6 ಗೋಸ್ವಾಮಿ ಅಷ್ಟಕಂ ಅದನ್ನು ಕೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದರೆ ಎಲ್ಲ ಥರದಲ್ಲೂ ಕೂಡ ಶ್ರೀಲಾ ಪ್ರಭುಪಾದರು ಎತ್ತಿದ ಕೈ. ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ನನಗೊಂದು ಸಣ್ಣ ಸ್ವಂತ ಅನುಭವ, ಒಂದು ಇನ್ಸಿಡೆಂಟ್ ಆಯಿತು. ಅವರ ಮರ್ಸಿ ಹೇಗೆ ಎಲ್ಲರ ಮೇಲೂ ಇರುತ್ತೆ ಅನ್ನೋದು. ನಾನು ಹುಬ್ಬಳ್ಳಿಗೆ ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ಒಂದು ವರ್ಷದಿಂದ ಆಪ್ರೇಷನ್ಗೆ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋದಾಗ ಎಲ್ಲ ಕ್ಯೂರ್ ಆದಾಗ ಒಬ್ಬರು ನಮ್ಮ ದೂರ ಸಂಬಂಧಿ ಒಬ್ಬರಿಗೆ ಅಷ್ಟೊಂದು ಹುಷಾರಿರಲಿಲ್ಲ. 2 ವರ್ಷದಿಂದ ಅವ್ರ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ಸರ್ ಥರ ಏನೂ ಆಗಿರಲಿಲ್ಲ, ಬಟ್ ಮೂಳೆ ಸಮಸ್ಯೆ ಮತ್ತು ದೇಹದಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾಂಸದ ಸಮಸ್ಯೆ, ಏನೋ ಒಂಥರ ಬಾಡಿ ಎಲ್ಲ ಇದಾಗ್ಬಿಡ್ತಿತ್ತು. ಅವರು ಯಾವಾಗಲೂ ಒದ್ದಾಡ್ತಿದ್ರು. ಡಾಕ್ಟ್ರು ಕೈ ಬಿಟ್ಟರು, ಬೆಡ್ ರಿಡನ್ ಆಗಿಬಿಟ್ರು ಅವರು. ಆವಾಗ ಅವರ ಅಕ್ಕ, ನಮ್ಮ ವೈನಿ ಆಗಬೇಕು, ಅವ್ರು ಹಿಂಗೆ ಫೋನ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಹೇಳಿದರು, ಈ ಥರ ನೀನು ಯಾವಾಗಲೂ ಮಾಯಾಪುರ ನರಸಿಂಹದೇವರು ಮತ್ತೇನೋ ಇಸ್ಕಾನಿನ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಹೇಳ್ತಿರ್ತೀಯಲ್ಲ, ಏನದು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರು. ನಾನು ಅಂದೆ ಸರಿ ನಾನೇ ಬರ್ತೀನಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಧಾರವಾಡಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋದು, ನೀವೇನು ಯೋಚನೆ ಮಾಡಿಬಿಡ್ರಿ, ಪ್ರಭುಪಾದರ ಆಶ್ರಯ ಪಡಿಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ನಾನು ಪ್ರಭುಪಾದರನ್ನ ನಂಬಿ ಇಸ್ಕಾನ್ನಲ್ಲಿರೋ ಧಾರವಾಡ ಟೆಂಪಲ್ಗೆ ಹೋಗ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ನಾನು ಹೇಳಿದೆ, ಒಂದು ಜಪಮಣಿ ಮತ್ತು ನರಸಿಂಹದೇವ್ರದ್ದು ಒಂದು ಫೋಟೋ ಮತ್ತು ಭಗವದ್ಗೀತೆ, ಇದು 3 ಕೊಡಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದೆ. ಅವ್ರು 3 ತೊಗೊಂಡ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಅವ್ರ ಮನೇಲಿ ಹೋಗಿ, ಅಂದರೆ ಅವ್ರ ಮಗಳು ಸಿಕ್ಕಳು. ಅವಳು ಹೇಳಿದ್ದು, ಪುಟ್ಟ, ಅವಳು ಇನ್ನೂ 12th, ಪುಟ್ಟ ನೀನು ಒಂದೇ ಒಂದು ನಂಬ್ಕೊ, ನಿಮ್ಮಮ್ಮ ಅವಳು ಅಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ಲು, ನಮ್ಮಮ್ಮ ಇನ್ನು ಬದುಕಲ್ಲ, ಇನ್ನು 1 ತಿಂಗಳು 2 ತಿಂಗಳು ಅಷ್ಟೇ ಅಂತ. ಏನೂ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಪ್ರಭುಪಾದರಂತಹ ಶ್ರೇಷ್ಠ ಗುರುಗಳು ಆಶ್ರಯ ಸಿಗುತ್ತೆ, ಅವ್ರ ಮೇಲೆ ನನ್ನ ನಂಬಿಕೆ ಇದೆ, ಖಂಡಿತ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಹೋಗಲಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಜಪದೆಲ್ಲ ತೋರಿಸ್ಕೊಟ್ಟೆ. ನಾನು ಕಾರಲ್ಲಿ ಅರ್ಧ ಗಂಟೆ ನಾನು ಕಾರೊಳಗೆ ಕೂತಿದ್ರು, ತೋರಿಸ್ಕೊಟ್ಟೆ. ಮತ್ತು ಏನಾರ ಇದ್ರೆ ನೀವು ಫೋನ್ ಮಾಡು ಅಂಥೇಳಿ. ಅವ್ರ ಅಮ್ಮ ತೀರಾ ನಿಧಾನಕ್ಕೆ ಅಷ್ಟು ಕೇಳ್ದ, ಇಷ್ಟು ಹೇಳಿದ್ದೀವಿ ಮನೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಅವ್ರು ಏನೂ ಹಾಲು ಗೀಲು ಮುಡ್ತಿರ್ಲಿಲ್ಲ. ಆಗಲೇ ಒಂದು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಚೇತರಿಕೆ ಬಂತು. ನಿಧಾನಕ್ಕೆ ಮೊದಲು ಚಾಂಟಿಂಗ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಹಾಕಿದ್ರು ಅವ್ರು ಜೋರಾಗೆ ಮೊಬೈಲಲ್ಲಿ. ಅದಾದ ತಕ್ಷಣ 2 ದಿವಸದಲ್ಲಿ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಕುತ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋಂಗಾಯಿತು. ಚಾಂಟಿಂಗ್ ಬ್ಯಾಗ್ ಹಿಡಿದ್ರು ನಂಬ್ಕೊಂಡು ಪ್ರಭುಪಾದರಿಗೆ. ನಾನು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಪ್ರಭುಪಾದರಿಗೆ ಬೇಡ್ಕೋತಾ ಇದ್ದೆ, ಅವ್ರ ಹೆಸರಲ್ಲಿ 2 ರೌಂಡ್ ಚಾಂಟಿಂಗ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ರಾ. ಸೊ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಎಷ್ಟು ಕ್ಯೂರ್ ಆದರು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಆರಾಮಾಗೆ ಇವತ್ತು ಆಫೀಸಿಗೆ ಹೋಗಿ ಬರ್ತಾರೆ. ಶ್ರೀಲಾ ಪ್ರಭುಪಾದ್ಗೆ ಜೈ. ಅವರು ಶ್ರೀಲಾ ಪ್ರಭುಪಾದರು ಯಾರೇ ಹರಿನಾಮ ಸ್ಮರಣೆ, ಹರೇ ಕೃಷ್ಣ ಮಹಾಮಂತ್ರ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದರೆ ಅವ್ರು ಖಂಡಿತ ದಿವ್ಯ ದೃಷ್ಟಿ ಅವ್ರ ಮೇಲೆ ಹೋಗುತ್ತೆ. ಅದರ ಸ್ವಂತ ಅನುಭವ. ಎಷ್ಟೊಂದು ಜನ, ನಾವು ದೋಹಾ ದುಬೈಲಿದ್ದಾಗ ಒಂದು 50-60 ಜನ ಡಿವೋಟಿ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ವಿ. ಹಾಗೆ ಇಲ್ಲೂ ಕೂಡ ನಮ್ಮ ರಿಲೇಟಿವ್ಸ್ಗೆ ಯಾರಿಗೆ ಆದರೂ ನಾನು ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಹೇಳೋದು, ಪ್ರಭುಪಾದ್ರದ್ದು ಒಂದು ಫೋಟೋ, ಚಾಂಟಿಂಗ್ ಬ್ಯಾಗು, ನೀವು ಹರೇ ಕೃಷ್ಣ ಮಹಾಮಂತ್ರ ಹೇಳಿ ಅದರಿಂದ ನೋಡಿ ಅಂತ. ಆದ್ದರಿಂದ ಹರೇ ಕೃಷ್ಣ ಮಹಾಮಂತ್ರದಲ್ಲಿ ಇರೋಷ್ಟು ಪವರು, ಶ್ರೀಲಾ ಪ್ರಭುಪಾದರ ಕೃಪಾದೃಷ್ಟಿ ಖಂಡಿತ ಇದ್ದೇ ಇದೆ. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಕೂಡ ನಾವು ಶ್ರೀಲಾ ಪ್ರಭುಪಾದರ ಮಿಷನ್ಗೋಸ್ಕರ ಓಡಾಡೋಣ. ನಾವೊಂದು ಸೈನಿಕರು. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಕೂಡ ನಾವು ಆದಷ್ಟು ಶ್ರೀಲಾ ಪ್ರಭುಪಾದ್ರ ಬುಕ್ಕನ್ನು ನಾವು ಓದಬೇಕು, ಅದನ್ನು ನಮ್ಮ ಜೀವನದಲ್ಲಿ ನಡೆಸಬೇಕು. ಇಷ್ಟು ಹೇಳಿ ನನ್ನ ಈ ಸಣ್ಣ ಮುಗಿಸ್ತೀನಿ. ಶ್ರೀಲಾ ಪ್ರಭುಪಾದ್ ಕಿ ಜೈ, ಗುರು ಮಹಾರಾಜ್ ಕಿ ಜೈ, ಅನಂತ ಕೋಟಿ ವೈಷ್ಣವ ವೃಂದ ಕಿ ಜೈ. ಹರಿ ಹರಿ ಬೋಲ್. ಹರೇ ಕೃಷ್ಣ.
ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು ಸೋ ಮಚ್ ಮಾತಾಜಿ. I would request devotees to keep the offerings to 2 minutes maximum, so that we can accommodate more devotees. And there is one devotee who's managing the time. He will play the kartal. No offenses, but the Prabhu has that seva, so he will have to do that. So I would request His Grace Sundarosham Prabhu to do the offerings. And after that, I would request His Grace Arjun Saka Prabhu to be ready with his offerings.
Hare Krishna. All glories to Srila Gurudev. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. My respectful and humble obeisances to His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada, the greatest spiritual leader, eloquent speaker, and the most merciful benedictory in this current age of. So why is he called so? We must understand the reality of human needs and how do they get them. Currently, they do not know that they are just wandering from activity to activity, places to places, to figure out the needs, how they can satisfy, and they engage themselves in many, many varieties of activities. Srila Prabhupada's greatest benediction has been to actually enlighten this need of ours in a very simple and a systematic manner. If you look at his approach, he mixed many aspects and slowly penetrated to perfect our consciousness. When Srila Prabhupada was asked, Swamiji, what makes you to come to America and expect your missions and dreams to be successful in this such an atheistic country? He simply answered that his immense faith in the instructions of his spiritual master and the faith in the holy name. So it is the strong footing and the faith that made big transformation in the hearts of every living entity throughout this world. A simple message. All of us have consciousness and there's no doubt about it. But what are we filling our consciousness with? If you scan the environment around us, you can receive unlimited varieties of consciousness and doing many, many millions of varieties of activities. Some in sports, some in politics, and some in money making. We've made rapid progress in the fields of material comforts, education, economic development through this world. The list goes endlessly, and that's the consciousness we've developed. So Prabhupada, what did he do? He made the biggest change in this. He unified all this consciousness. He unified the society's consciousness that then result in large-scale quarrels. This ununified consciousness results in large-scale quarrels, even over very, very less important things. So they are clueless. They're not wondering what is this common cause. So what did Srila Prabhupada do? He just united all these varieties of misguided consciousness towards Lord Krishna that gives the real meaning to this human society. He produced several literature for our well-being. His main theme was to focus on the understanding the difference between what is God and what is absolute truth, and which is the real summum bonum. So the conception of God indicates that we are just controllers. So whereas the conception of absolute truth indicates the summum bonum of all our activities. So thereby he established the real meaning and brought that into our consciousness. So thus Srila Prabhupada helped in educating this human society with real knowledge of the self, the environment, and the goals of our life. So what did he do? He just not only just enlightened the real needs of the society, but he also gave the means and the methods and the path to achieve that. And that's what he did by role modeling and his practices. So one who understands Srila Prabhupada, he will definitely change and he can even transcend this material world to eternally live in a state of joy. So Srila Prabhupada helped not only just in one field, but all around in all aspects of our lives and dimensions. So how do we actually get to this? We can get to this by reading his Leelamrita to understand how deep he was in his thought process. And by reading his Shastras, we can get his Mahaprasad, we can get his mercy. By getting these two, we can slowly make progress in our consciousness, more and more towards Krishna. And that makes our life goal great. This will actually empower us to achieve higher and higher things in the spiritual path. A devotee who really Srila Prabhupada, reading his books, you can see a classical transformation in him, the way he does his service, the way he does his involvement in his activities, and that is the key for success. If each one of us do this, at large, this society will transform. Together, we can make this happen. And that's what Srila Prabhupada is empowering us. So we need to be very careful about hearing his instructions, read his books daily, hear his lectures, and make our life wonderful and sublime. So in Bhagavatam it says, Tasmad ekena manasa bhagavan shatvatam patihi shrotavyasya kirtitavyasya pujaya deha nityada. It says very simple, our focus must be one-pointed. If we keep on defocusing on many, many things, we cannot accomplish. So our focus must be to reach the lotus feet of Krishna through the mission of Srila Prabhupada. And if we are there, we will be able to make this really a wonderful journey. Thank you so much. So I would like to offer my respectful and humble prostrated obeisances, Srila Prabhupada. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji. I would request Arjun Saka Prabhu, if Prabhu is available here. Or if Dayamay Baldev Prabhu is there. I think it's downstairs in the Prashadam distribution. I would request His Grace Raghuveer Krishna Prabhu to give his offerings. And do we have Suvinay Nityanand Prabhu? You will be ready for next Prabhu.
नमो ओम विष्णुपाद कृष्ण पृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामी नामिने. Hare Krishna, Jai Sheila Prabhupada. Just recalling Prabhupada's compassion as quoted by Siddhanta Das, a Prabhupada disciple. So Atma Tattva Das is narrating this to Siddhanta Das. In the early 1980s in Bangalore, I was doing seva of making life members. I looked in telephone directory for Bengali names and I found a Ganguly. Mr. Ganguly gave me appointment and he was a very big man. After going through secretary after secretary, I could finally see him. He asked the price of life membership, which was 2,222 rupees then. Mr. Ganguly gave a check of rupees 10,000 and became a life member. Mr. Ganguly then said, I want to tell you something. My father grew up in Calcutta and was a classmate of your founder Acharya. Every day, Abhay would come to our house on his bike carrying his lunch tiffin and he and my father played chess. The stake was for the chess game was lunch. Whosoever lost the game had to feed the other. Almost every day Abhay won. Later, the senior Ganguly became a Sanskrit professor. Meanwhile, Srila Prabhupada became Jagat Guru and came to Calcutta Center on Albert Road after his the USA trip. The junior Ganguly went to see Prabhupada. Prabhupada recognized the junior Ganguly as he resembled the senior Ganguly. Prabhupada told junior Ganguly, I want to see your father. But his father felt very small and said, tell Prabhupada I am sick because I am a Grahemedi. Next day Prabhupada asked, where is your father? Prabhupada said, oh, he is sick. I will come and see him. Next day, Prabhupada with his disciples reached Mr. Ganguly's house. Prabhupada said, my disciples need to learn Sanskrit. You should help me. You can travel the world and teach me. You come, I will take you. He said, you come, I will take you. Senior Ganguly said he is old and sick. Prabhupada was offered rasgulla and water prasadam. Then Prabhupada told everyone, Mr. Ganguly was always scored higher marks than me. At 3 p.m. that day, when junior Ganguly came back from school, his father asked for some water. Then senior Ganguly leaned back and said, Bhakti Vedanta Swami will take me. He closed his eyes and passed away. Junior Ganguly said, in morning when Prabhupada said to my father, you come, I will take you. I thought Prabhupada was saying, you come to ISKCON, I will take you to America and other places. We understand what Prabhupada actually meant after my father passed on. Junior Ganguly said, I am already a life member. I called you to share this with you. So, my humble obeisances to Srila Prabhupada. Prabhupada said, you come, I will take you. He has called us here, he will take us. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Thank you for the hope-giving statement, Prabhuji. So I request Suvini Nityan Prabhu to give the offerings. And after that, I would request, there is a small bhakta here who wants to give his offering to Srila Prabhupada. It's Bhakta Darhas Krishna.
Hare Krishna. My dear spiritual father, His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. All glories to you, Srila Prabhupada. On this glorious occasion of your appearance day, I would like to thank you for giving us this wonderful organization called ISKCON, International Society for Krishna Consciousness. Without ISKCON, I would have been roaming around in this world without understanding the purpose of this human life. ISKCON has really guided me to this purpose of human life. ISKCON is fruit of your compassion to the souls in Kali Yuga. ISKCON has over 1,000 centers around the world and is giving people the opportunity to associate with pure devotees, read and distribute your books, chant the holy name, and do devotional activities enthusiastically. I've been traveling around the world, and wherever I go, I see ISKCON. This is the extent the movement is widespread. The penetration is amazing, and this is because of your mercy. Our preaching efforts have started to peak and pick up the accelerated pace post the pandemic, and we seek your blessings to expand our preaching. I would like to thank you for all that you have given us and bless us in progress of our spiritual journey. Your insignificant servant, Suniya Nityanand Das.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji. So, there is one announcement. We are now starting the Abhishekam. All of us can do the Abhishekam now. But since at the same time the offerings are also happening, we can't accommodate all of us going in a queue. So there will be few devotees who will be assisting all of us so that 5 or 10 devotees can come, do the offering, do the Abhisheka, and go and sit back in the seat. So please kindly cooperate. Mataji's side also, I request one Mataji if you can just assist in so that few Matajis only can come and then they can take the seat back. Any Matajis would like to volunteer so that they can help? Row by row. Prabhu. So we'll do row by row. If any devotees would like to do from here, otherwise we can start with that row. 5 at a time. Darhas. After Bhakta Darhas Krishna's offering, I would request His Grace Gaurchanda Gopinath Prabhu to give his offerings.
Dear Srila Prabhupada, please accept my most humble obeisances on this most glorious day of your appearance. Let your divine glory spread all over the world for the benefit of all living entities. Srila Prabhupada, thank you for the wonderful Krishna conscious world which you have created on this planet even before I was born. I always feel protected, loved and cared by so many sweet Prabhujis and Matajis. When I started growing, I'm getting to know about your glories. I always experienced your love, presence and kind blessings in every day of my life. I always wonder when I hear about your childhood pastimes, and I love to hear them again and again. Srila Prabhupada, by your mercy, I have also got friends who are my age group, wearing dhotis, tulsi mala, and with bead bags. Looks like little saints walking in the temple. We all enjoy coming to the temple, listening to Krishna pastimes, singing, dancing, and festivals, Radhayatra, Association of Devotees. And yes, wonderful yummy prasadam. I am so happy for being one of the little squirrel in this Mahaprabhu's movement. I will try my best to learn and apply in my life, begging for your kind blessings and mercy, little squirrel Darahas Krishna.
Hare Bol. Let us once chant Hare Krishna Mahamatra was a wonderful devotee. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. I'd request Gaurchanda Gopinath Prabhu to give his offerings, and after that I'd request Her Grace Sucharini Rukmini Mataji to give her offerings.
Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimade Bhaktivedanta Swami Dinamani. Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharini. Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashyatesha. Dear Srila Prabhupada, please accept my humble and respectable obeisances. All glories to Guru and Gauranga. On this auspicious occasion, begging your mercy on this fallen conditioned soul. I am helpless and drowning in the material ocean of miseries. O Prabhupada, you are the only captain of the ship, can save from all the dangerous shocks of lust, anger, and greed. You are the only hope. I have been reading your books regularly, which is the only solace for this degraded soul. Feeling so much bliss after reading your nectar like purports, which are rain clouds in the desert. We can never pay back what you have done, the sacrifice you have done, Srila Prabhupada. I want to show my gratitude by regularly reading your books, preaching the message of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Please shower your causeless mercy on this fallen conditioned soul and keep me under your lotus feet always. Seeking your causeless mercy, though I am not qualified, your humble servant Gaurachandra Gopinath Das.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Mataji, if you can come. So there is a, can I have everyone's attention? There is a wonderful breaking news that we have. In another 10 or 12 minutes, we will have His Holiness Jayapadaka Swami Maharaj addressing us. A big Hari Bol, Hari Bol, a louder Hari Bol, Hari Bol. The most important thing, we are having Maharaj address at this new temple premises. One more loud Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Thank you.
Hare Krishna. Jai Srila Gurudev, Jai Srila Prabhupada. Every morning at Mangalarti, we praise the spiritual master as being an ocean of transcendental qualities. As I was thinking and meditating Prabhupada's leadership qualities, I wanted to quote a few qualities that really touched my heart from the book by His Holiness Bhakti Swami Maharaj in the chapter 10, Prabhupada's leadership qualities. Prabhupada was always very considerate. To be considerate means not to take others for granted, but be sensitive and thoughtful in personal dealings. Srila Prabhupada showed the highest standard of consideration by allowing people to remain ignorant of Krishna. Apart from that, there are innumerable examples of Srila Prabhupada being personally concerned about the needs of others. In 1977, Prabhupada was sick on his bed in Vrindavan. Even though he himself had not eaten for weeks, he was concerned as to whether the devotees were taking prasada to her fullest satisfaction. Srila Prabhupada, Leelamrita, chapter 54. The other quality that really touched my heart was Prabhupada's humility. Srila Prabhupada's humility is expressed in the following excerpts from the letters to his disciples. I hope you all pray to Krishna so I may be able to execute my duty properly. Letter 28, June 1967. Actually, I am dependent on your mercy. Letter 28, August 1976. You cannot survive without my mercy, and I cannot survive without your mercy. It's reciprocal. This mutual dependence is based on love, Krishna consciousness. Letter 22, January 1976. Although officially I am your spiritual master, I consider you all as students, all you students as my spiritual master, because your love for Krishna and the service for Krishna teach me how to become a sincere Krishna consciousness person. Letter 16, December 1967. Prabhupada, on the Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur's disappearance day, Srila Prabhupada was lecturing from Vyasasana in Los Angeles. At that time, there were only about 6 or 7 ISKCON temples. Prabhupada said, try to open 108 centers if you can. Then I will think that my Guru Maharaj may be a little satisfied with me if I die having done this, and then I will go to hell. Sudama said, Srila Prabhupada, if you are going to hell, then we will go to hell with you. Srila Prabhupada replied, no, you are devotees. You will go to Vaikuntha. Told by Revati Nandadasa at the Prabhupada Reunion Festival, London, 1993. Prabhupada is the ideal leader that we had in the modern times. Srila Prabhupada, on this day, I really offer my humble obeisances to you so that you have inspired so many lives. You have continued to inspire so many lives. And I always remain in your service and make my life sublime. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you for your offering, Mataji. Do we have your Aparna Prabhu, Mataji? Oh, okay. Sanatana Goswami Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Prabhuji, please come and give your offering. And after Prabhuji, His Grace Rama Govind Prabhu, please be ready with your offering.
Hare Krishna. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to all the devotees. I thank authorities for giving me opportunity to express few words for the glorification of Srila Prabhupada. Couple of months back, I was with His Grace Radha Gopinath Prabhu from Chowpatty, so in his home here, Hebbal, Yelahanka. So it was a family program, and Prabhuji was sharing a very nice topic, how to become beautiful. So he was sharing the theme of Ramayana, and he was telling this particular Kand in Ramayana, Sundar Kand, why the name is given as Sundar. You know, we have 7 Kands in Ramayana, and their names are based on context, Yuddha Kand, Aranya Kand, Kishkinda Kand. But why this particular Sundar Kand is, called as a Sundar? What is beautiful there? So many acharyas, they tell that there is a beauty described about Lord Ram there. When Hanuman goes and Sita Mata should not get scared, so he starts describing Nakha Shikhanta, from the 2 nails to hairs of Sri Ram, entire beauty. So that's description is there, that's why Sundar Kand is Sundar. Some group of acharyas, they told, no, it is the chastity of Mother Sita. That's why the Sundar Kand is Sundar. But actually, some Sri Vaishnava Sampradayas, they tell, acharyas, that it is Sundar because the wonderful activity and contribution by Bajrang Bali Hanumanji. So he crossed over the ocean and delivered the message of Sri Ram to Mother Sita. And that is really wonderful. E plus contribution, exceeding expectations. And it is told by Sampradaya Acharyas that this is the mood actually, when conditioned living entity, Sita Mata is representing that, and she is captivated by the mind Ravana. Spiritual master in the form of Hanuman comes, crosses over the ocean and giving the message of Supreme Lord and assuring him that Lord will take you there. And this is what is the contribution of Srila Prabhupada. He came, he crossed the ocean, and like Ramaduta, he became the Rajaduta, and through Jaladuta, he came and delivered the message. And this is wonderful contribution of Srila Prabhupada. Recently, we celebrated this 75th Independence Day of India. Modi ji calls Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav. We acknowledge whatever freedom we have and whatever great contribution our freedom fighters and martyrs have done for our country. This, in just this physical material world, somebody does for making free from the foreign rule or subjugation of British rule. We accept that contribution. What to speak of? Set free the conditioned living entity from the eternal subjugation in this material world captivity. And that is the contribution of Acharyas. Prabhupada came here, and that's why we call Na Bhuto Na Bhavishyati. That was the desire of his spiritual master, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur. And he knew the heart. He came here and he delivered. He's trying to deliver through his entire wonderful ISKCON congregation. So I am personally very grateful. I am actually 1.5 years I got posted here in Bangalore, and really missing this time Janmashtami from my home congregation, Kolhapur, Maharashtra. But here I am feeling like exactly like same being in home. I got connected here and finding my friends same from our best mates from Pune, Suvarnagauri Prabhu, Karanavati Prabhu, and all the wonderful devotees. So Prabhupada, really you created such a wonderful home, as we say that he built a home that entire world can accommodate it. I am really, really grateful for that. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Hare Krishna. Rama Govind Prabhu. Okay. Is Vraj Kishore Prabhu here? Vraj Kishore Prabhuji. Padmavati Janani Mataji, please come and give your offering. After Padmavati Janani Mataji, Haridev Krishna Prabhu. After Haridev Krishna Prabhu, Sarvaguna Janava Mataji can be prepared for giving an offering. Thank you.
ಹರೀಶ್ನ ಹರೀಶ್ನ ದಂಡವತ್ ಪ್ರಣಾಮ ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ. ನಮೋ ವಿಷ್ಣುಪಾದಾಯ ಕೃಷ್ಣಪ್ರೇಷ್ಠಾಯ ಭೂತಲೆ ಶ್ರೀಮತೆ ಭಕ್ತಿವೇದಾಂತ ಸ್ವಾಮಿನಿತಿ ನಾಮಿನೆ ನಮಸ್ತೆ ಸರಸ್ವತೆ ದೇವೆ ಗೌರವಾಣಿ ಪ್ರಚಾರಿಣೆ ನಿರ್ವಿಶೇಷ ಶೂನ್ಯವಾದಿ ಪಾಶ್ಚಾತ್ಯ ದೇಶತಾರಿಣೆ. ಶ್ರೀಲ ಪ್ರಭುಪಾದರೆ, ನಿಮ್ಮ ಚರಣ ಕಮಲಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ನನ್ನ ಪ್ರಣಾಮಗಳನ್ನು ದಯವಿಟ್ಟು ಸ್ವೀಕರಿಸಿ. ಇಂದು ನನಗೆ ಕೃಷ್ಣನಲ್ಲಿ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಮಾತ್ರ ಶ್ರದ್ಧೆ ಭಕ್ತಿ ಇದೆ ಅಂತಂದರೆ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಕಾರಣ ನೀವು ಮತ್ತು ನಿಮ್ಮ ನಿಷ್ಕಾರಣ ಕರುಣಾ ಕೃಪಾದೃಷ್ಟಿ. ಆದ್ದರಿಂದ ಅಪಾರ ಕರುಣೆಯನ್ನು ನಮಗೆ ನೀವು ನೀಡಿದ್ದೀರಿ. ಲಕ್ಷಾಂತರ ಜನ್ಮದಿಂದ ಸಂಗ್ರಹ ಆಗಿರೋಂಥ ಮಿತಿಯಿಲ್ಲದ ಪಾಪದ ಹೊರೆ ಹೊತ್ತುಕೊಂಡು ನಾವು ಬಂದಿದ್ದೇವೆ. ನಮ್ಮನ್ನು ಶುದ್ಧರಾಗುವಂಥ ಒಂದು ಮಾರ್ಗವನ್ನು ತೋರಿಸಿದ್ದೀರಿ. ಆ ಪ್ರಯತ್ನದಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವಿದ್ದೇವೆ. ಈ ಅದ್ಭುತವಾದ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಕುಟುಂಬದ ಭಾಗವಾಗಲು ನಮಗೆ ಹೇಗೆ ಅದೃಷ್ಟ ಬಂದಿತು ಅಂತ ನನಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ. ಪ್ರಭುಪಾದ ಒಂದು ಸಲ ಭಕ್ತರೊಬ್ಬರು ನಿಮ್ಮನ್ನು ಕೇಳಿದರು, ನಿಮಗೆ ನಾವು ಏನು ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಹೆಚ್ಚು ಸಂತೋಷ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ. ಆಗ ನೀವು ಒಂದು ಕ್ಷಣ ಸುಮ್ಮನೆ ಇದ್ದಿರಿ. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರಿ, ನೀವು ಕೃಷ್ಣನನ್ನು ಪ್ರೇಮಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದರೆ ಪ್ರಾಮಾಣಿಕವಾಗಿ ನನಗೆ ಸಂತೋಷ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರಿ. ಹೀಗೆ ಈ ಭೌತಿಕ ಪ್ರಪಂಚದಲ್ಲಿ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಪ್ರಾಗಟ್ಯ ನಮ್ಮಂಥ ಬದ್ಧಾತ್ಮರನ್ನು ಉದ್ಧರಿಸಲು ಬಂದಿರೋಂಥ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಈ ಶುಭ ಮಂಗಳಕರವಾದ ದಿನದಂದು ನಿಮ್ಮಲ್ಲಿ ನನ್ನ ಒಂದು ವಿನಮ್ರ ಪ್ರಾರ್ಥನೆ ಏನು ಅಂದರೆ, ದಯವಿಟ್ಟು ನೀವು ನೀಡಿರೋ ಅಂಥ ಸಲಹೆ ಸೂಚನೆ ಮಾರ್ಗದರ್ಶನಗಳನ್ನು ವಿಶ್ವಾಸದಿಂದ ಉತ್ಸಾಹದಿಂದ ಪಾಲಿಸೋದಕ್ಕೆ ನಮಗೆ ಶಕ್ತಿಯನ್ನು ನೀಡಿ. ಕಲಿಯುಗದ ಹಲವಾರು ತೊಂದರೆಗಳು ವ್ಯಂಗ್ಯಗಳು ಇವೆಲ್ಲ ಹೊರತಾಗಿ ನಾವು ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಒಟ್ಟಾಗಿ ಇದ್ದು ಗುರುಕೃಷ್ಣರನ್ನು ಸಂತೋಷಪಡಿಸೋದಕ್ಕೆ ನಮಗೆ ಸಾಮರ್ಥ್ಯ ಮತ್ತು ಶಕ್ತಿಯನ್ನು ನೀಡಿ, ಪವಿತ್ರ ನಾಮ ಜಪವನ್ನು ಪ್ರಾಮಾಣಿಕವಾಗಿ ಮಾಡಲು ಆಶೀರ್ವಾದಿಸಿ, ನಿಮ್ಮ ಅದ್ಭುತವಾದ ಪುಸ್ತಕಗಳನ್ನು ಅಧ್ಯಯನ ಮಾಡಲು ಮತ್ತು ಇತರರಿಗೂ ಅದನ್ನು ತಿಳಿಸಿಕೊಡುವಂಥ ಜ್ಞಾನವನ್ನು ನಮಗೆ ನೀಡಿ ವಿನಮ್ರವಾಗಿ ಹೀಗೆ ಪ್ರಾರ್ಥಿಸುತ್ತೇನೆ. ಈ ಒಂದು ಸಣ್ಣ ಪ್ರಯತ್ನ ದಾರಿಯಲ್ಲಿರುವ ನಮಗೆ ಶಕ್ತಿಯನ್ನು ಕೊಡಿ. ನನ್ನ ಪ್ರಯತ್ನದಲ್ಲಿ ಏನೇ ಕೊರತೆಗಳಿದ್ದರೂ ಅದನ್ನು ನಿವಾರಿಸಿ ಎಂದು ಬೇಡಿಕೊಳ್ಳುತ್ತೇನೆ. ಇತಿ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಸೇವಕೆ. ಶ್ರೀಲ ಪ್ರಭುಪಾದ್ ಕಿ ಜೈ.
Thank you, Mataji. Sarvaguna Mataji. After Mataji gives the offering, Rama Govind Prabhuji can be ready with his offering.
ಹರೇ ಕೃಷ್ಣ. ಮೊಟ್ಟ ಮೊದಲ ಬಾರಿಗೆ ನಾನು ನಿಮ್ಮನ್ನು ವೈಭವೀಕರಿಸೋಕ್ಕೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಬಂದು ನಿಂತಿದ್ದೀನಿ. ಶ್ರೀಲ ಪ್ರಭುಪಾದರೆ, ನನ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವುದೇ ನಾನು ಹೇಳುವ ವಿಚಾರದಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವುದೇ ಕೊರತೆ ಇದ್ದರೂ ದಯವಿಟ್ಟು ಕ್ಷಮಿಸಿ. ನನ್ನ ಕೃಷ್ಣ ಪ್ರಜ್ಞೆಗೆ ಬರುವ ಮೊದಲು ನಾನು ಬಹಳ ಗೊಂದಲಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಸಿಕ್ಕಿಬಿದ್ದಿದ್ದೆ. ನನಗೆ ದೇವರು ಯಾರು, ದೇವರು ಎಲ್ಲಿದ್ದಾನೆ, ಯಾರವನು, ಹೇಗಿದ್ದಾನೆ, ಅವನು ಎಲ್ಲಿದ್ದಾನೆ, ಯಾವುದು ನನಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿರಲಿಲ್ಲ. ನಿಮ್ಮ ಪುಸ್ತಕಗಳ ಮುಖಾಂತರ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಒಂದು ಸಣ್ಣ ಅಂದರೆ ನನ್ನ ಗೊಂದಲಗಳ ಕತ್ತಲಿಗೆ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಬೆಳಕು ಬಿತ್ತು. ಅದರ ಮೂಲಕ ನಾನು ಭಕ್ತರ ಸಂಘಕ್ಕೆ ಬಂದೆ. ಭಕ್ತರ ಸಂಘದಲ್ಲಿ ನನ್ನ ಅಜ್ಞಾನ ಇನ್ನೂ ಕಳೆಯುತ್ತಾ ಬಂತು. ನಂತರ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಕೃಪೆಯಿಂದ ಮತ್ತು ವೈಷ್ಣವರ ಕೃಪೆಯಿಂದ ನನಗೆ ಒಬ್ಬ ನಿಜವಾದ ಗುರುವಿನ ಆಶ್ರಯ ದೊರಕಿತು. ಸೊ ಇದೆಲ್ಲವನ್ನು ಕರುಣಿಸಿದ ನಿಮಗೆ ನಾನು ಅತ್ಯಂತ ಚಿರಋಣಿ ಶ್ರೀಲ ಪ್ರಭುಪಾದರೆ. ಮತ್ತು ನಾನು ಒಂದು ಕೇಳ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋದೇನೆಂದರೆ, ಈಗ ನಾನು ನನ್ನ ಈ ಒಂದು ಮಿಕ್ಕ ಜೀವನವನ್ನು ನಿಮ್ಮ ಸೇವೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ತೊಡಗಿಸಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ನಾನು ಅಂದ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದೀನಿ. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ನನಗೆ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಕೃಪೆ ಬೇಕು. ನನಗೆ ಹಿರಿಯ ವೈಷ್ಣವರ ಕೃಪೆಯಿಂದ ಕೆಲವೊಂದು ಸೇವಾವಕಾಶಗಳು ದೊರಕಿದೆ. ಅದನ್ನು ನಾನು ಸರಿಯಾದ ಭಾವದಲ್ಲಿ ಸರಿಯಾದ ರೀತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾಡುವಂತೆ ನನ್ನನ್ನು ಆಶೀರ್ವಾದ ಮಾಡಿ ಅಂತ ಬೇಡ್ಕೊಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ. ನಿಮ್ಮ ನಗಣ್ಯ ಸೇವಕಿ ದಾಸಾನುದಾಸಿ ಸರ್ವಗುಣ ಜಾನವ ದೇವಿದಾಸಿ.
Hare Krishna. So, thank you, Mataji, for your offering. Once a journalist was interviewing Srila Prabhupada in London, and she asked, Prabhupada, what is the conception of hell in your religion? So, Srila Prabhupada very sternly said, London is hell. That is a conception of hell in our religion. That's Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. So now Ramagund Prabhu will give his offering. And is Haridev Krishna Prabhu here?
Hare Krishna. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Nitinamine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarane. Usually when somebody asks you to give an offering, it is very difficult because first, to glorify Srila Prabhupada, you should have the qualities to glorify Srila Prabhupada. So I don't have those qualities. And I'm very frank about it. It is not that, I'm just telling for the sake of telling it, but I don't have those qualities. But Srila Prabhupada is such an extraordinary personality that, in a 3-minute, in just a speech of 3 minutes, or when you're trying to talk in 3 minutes, you really cannot glorify Srila Prabhupada. It takes years and years of service, and still, you cannot glorify Srila Prabhupada as much as possible. So I just thought I'll just summarize a few things which I picked up from Srila Prabhupada's quotes when he spoke at many places from his letters. So all of us, when somebody leaves the world, we all want to know what is his will before his departure. So the will of Srila Prabhupada is, my will is that I have already disclosed you all that each and every one of you should chant the Maha Mantra regularly in 16 rounds, follow the 4 regulative principles, chant Hare Krishna Mantra on the streets, try to distribute our books and literature, and you should observe the annual Ratha Yatra festival very gorgeously. So these are instructions of Srila Prabhupada which I am just sharing. I can assure you that if you follow my instruction and above mentioned, there is no doubt about it that through me, my spiritual master, Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur will be pleased. And through his mercy, Lord Nityananda will be pleased. And in this way, Lord Chaitanya and ultimately Radha Krishna will be pleased. And thus, your life will be successful. So this was the will of Srila Prabhupada. Next, how to get blessings of Srila Prabhupada. As far as my blessings are concerned, this Srila Prabhupada is in a letter, 30th June 1974, Srila Prabhupada wrote this letter. As far as my blessings are concerned, it does not require my physical presence. If you are chanting Hare Krishna there and following my instructions, reading my books, taking only Krishna Prasadam, then there is no question of you not receiving the blessings of Lord Chaitanya, whose mission I am humbly trying to push. This, what I said now, is how to get the blessings of Srila Prabhupada. Next, in a moment when you are trying to do a lot of things, there will be discouragement. There will be, if you are trying to do a lot of things, there will be discouragement. There may be many people who may not like, or there may be few people who may not like what you are doing. But how to push forward, how to handle discouragement. So Srila Prabhupada mentioned in one of his letters in 29th August 1972, he said, do not be depressed. All along my God brothers gave me only depression, repression, compression, but I continued strong in my duty. So never mind, there is some discouragement. Continue with your work in full enthusiastic Krishna conscious attitude of service. Next, how to handle or how to make every devotee important. So we don't understand if we don't understand the importance of each and everyone present here, then Srila Prabhupada has given a instruction for that also, where he says that we recruit devotees with great difficulty. So they must be well treated. New men may not always behave so nicely, but we must be tolerant. To train a new man is like training a wild animal to be a pet. Just like the tiger is trained in the circus and later on they are dancing to the tune of the master. So the point being stressed here is training. A preacher should always be tolerant. So the last 2 points which I wanted to share is a duty of every devotee and how to be a soldier of Srila Prabhupada. So the duty of devotees, the devotees in Krishna consciousness movement, this is again a letter of Srila Prabhupada. Sorry, not a letter, this is from Srimad Bhagavatam. Okay? So the devotees in Krishna consciousness movement must therefore be fully aware of the mission of Krishna and Lord Chaitanya. Otherwise, they will be considered foolish. All devotees, especially preachers, must know the philosophy of Krishna consciousness so as not to be embarrassed and insulted when they preach. And finally, how to be a soldier of Srila Prabhupada. So we all want to be soldiers of Srila Prabhupada. So how to be a soldier? Recently, when a lot of incidents happen, when people's head are getting chopped for not following some other religion, there was a feeling that, what should I do? What should I do? So if you want to be a soldier, how to be a soldier? That Srila Prabhupada has explained here. He says, Lord Chaitanya's movement is also fighting, but it is a fight in a different way. So the soldiers, Nityananda Prabhu, the soldier was sent to deliver Jagai and Madhai. This is also fighting. Therefore, all the devotees, all the preachers of Krishna consciousness movement, they are Mahabahu, strongly armed by the weapons of Krishna. They cannot be defeated. They will push on the fight with Maya, this illusion. And what is this illusion? The living entity under illusion is thinking that he will be happy by material comforts. So I just wanted to summarize these 6 points. And I really want to thank Srila Prabhupada for giving us such a wonderful opportunity. Without Srila Prabhupada, it would have been impossible for me to know what is the goal of human life. And I'm thankful to all the devotees for giving me opportunities to do seva daily. Thank you very much. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. All glories to all the devotees assembled here. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Do we have Sarva Pavani Sachi Mataji here? Hare Krishna. Next is Manjunath B. Vashishta Prabhuji. His Grace Vishwanath Priya Prabhu. Can you please come for your offering? Prabhuji, Ramagovind Prabhu just spoke about prasad, so I'll just touch a small note what Kaushalya Mataji writes. In Jaipur, Malati Mataji was cooking for Prabhupada. So there were a lot of rascal funny black monkeys in and around Jaipur temple. And they kept stealing food. So Malati Mataji went into Srila Prabhupada's room in a panic and she told, the monkeys keep stealing your food, Srila Prabhupada. Then Prabhupada said, I will tell you what we will do. We'll take a bow and arrow, shoot one monkey and hang it over the kitchen. That will scare them all away. So everybody's jaw just dropped because Prabhupada told this very seriously. Then Srila Prabhupada, in his usual way, had a very hearty laughter and all in the room joined Prabhupada in the same humor. So that's our Divine Grace A.C. Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. After Vishwanath Priya Prabhu, Naveen Kumar Prabhu can please be ready for his offering. Please come ahead so in the interest of time, and if Naveen Kumar Prabhu is not available, His Grace Srinidhi Govind Prabhu can be please ready with his offering.
Hare Krishna, just one quick announcement. I request devotees' attention here. So we see devotees talking within each other. So please let us avoid that because we are glorifying Srila Prabhupada, and let us be very attentive to the glorifications and the offerings that are coming from the heart from the devotees. So Hare Krishna, let us have our attention here.
Srila Prabhupada ki jai. In Srimad Bhagavatam, Srila Vyasadeva states that the Bhagavatam is meant to bring about a revolution in the impious life of a misdirected civilization. This statement clearly refers to the preaching mission heralded by you, Srila Prabhupada. Your purports on Srimad Bhagavatam have become the most important contribution for the revolutionary re-spiritualization of the entire human society which was lost in the darkness of materialism. Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu predicted that his holy name would be broadcast in every town and village of the world. Acharyas of his sampradaya predicted that the spread of Krishna consciousness would usher in a 10,000-year golden age within the dark age of Kali. Lochandas Thakur foretold that a great Senapati would appear to widely and powerfully preach Lord Chaitanya's message. That confidential task of spreading Krishna consciousness all over the world is entrusted to you, Srila Prabhupada. Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita confirms that unless one is specifically empowered by Krishna, he cannot infuse Krishna consciousness into the hearts of the masses. Bhakti Vinod Thakur predicted that very soon a great personality would appear and spread Krishna consciousness all over the world. And Bhakti Vinod Thakur also said the greatness of a Vaishnava can be understood by seeing how many non-devotees he converts to Vaishnavism. To bring even a highly qualified person to Krishna consciousness is difficult, but Srila Prabhupada, you are so empowered by Krishna that you went amongst the most unlikely candidates, the misdirected youth of the Western countries, and made devotees by the thousands. No one can fully understand the extraordinary task you have performed. You went alone amongst persons with no standard of Vedic culture, persons brought up in a society which vigorously promotes meat eating, illicit sex, gambling, and intoxication. You not only entered among such people, but gradually managed to train many of them to the extent that now they are accepted everywhere as first-class Vaishnavas. In India's recent history, there were certainly many Vaishnavas who were devoted, learned, and renounced. However, the fact remains that only you, Srila Prabhupada, sufficiently qualified to spread Krishna consciousness all over the world. Only you had sufficient faith in the instructions of Lord Chaitanya, the order of your spiritual master, and the holy name of Krishna to seriously attempt spreading Krishna consciousness throughout the world. Only you had enough compassion and vision to preach the message of Lord Chaitanya to those who most needed it. Srila Prabhupada ki Jai.
Thank you, Prabhuji, for your nice offering. Hare Krishna. Is Supriya Verma Mataji here amongst us? Okay. Srinivas R. Prabhu. Is Srinivas R. Prabhu here? Okay. So I request Srinidhi Govind Prabhu to please come and give his offering. So since Vishwanath Priya Prabhu touched about Chaitanya Charitamrita, once it so happened, the disciples in Berkeley Hills prepared Bengali sweets like Sandesh, Rasgulla, Mishti Dohi, and sold it on the streets. And they came back and reported to Srila Prabhupada that Srila Prabhupada, we distributed so many Bengali sweets, and the Americans also liked it. So then Srila Prabhupada called His Holiness Tripurari Maharaj and asked him a report on the book distribution. And Maharaj then gave the numbers of the books like Bhagavad Gita, so many, Srimad Bhagavatam, so many books, Chaitanya Charitamrita, so many books. The numbers were very big. And then Srila Prabhupada said, Chaitanya Charitamrita is a real Bengali sweet. Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. After His Grace Srinidhi Govind Prabhu, I would request Vishnu Vardhan Prabhu to please be ready with his offerings.
ಶ್ರೀಲ ಪ್ರಭುಪಾದ ಕೀ. ತುಂಬ ಕಷ್ಟ ಅನ್ನಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದೆ ಅಲ್ವಾ? ಕಣ್ಣುಗಳು ಪ್ರಭುಪಾದ ಅಭಿಷೇಕ ನೋಡಬೇಕು, ಕಿವಿಗಳು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಕೇಳಬೇಕು, ಅದರಲ್ಲೇ ಅಕ್ಕಪಕ್ಕದವ್ರು ಏನಾದ್ರು ಕೇಳ್ತಾರೆ, ಅವ್ರ ಜೊತೆ ಮಾತಾಡಬೇಕು, ಸಪ್ಪಳ ಆಗತ್ತೆ, ನಾಯ್ಸ್ ಆಗತ್ತೆ, ಇದೆಲ್ಲನೂ ಮ್ಯಾನೇಜ್ ಮಾಡೋದು ಕಷ್ಟ ಅಲ್ವಾ? ಆದರೂ ಕೂಡ ನಾವು ಪ್ರಭುಪಾದರಿಗೆ ರೆಸ್ಪೆಕ್ಟ್ ಕೊಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತಂದರೆ ಇವೆರಡೂ ಕೆಲಸ ಸೈಮಲ್ಟೇನಿಯಸ್ ಆಗಿ ಆಗಬೇಕು, ಬೇರೆ ಕೆಲಸ ಆಗಬಾರ್ದು ಅಂತ ತಮ್ಮಲ್ಲಿ ವಿನಂತಿ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ. ಯಾರು ಕನ್ನಡ ಪೂರ್ತಿ ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗಲ್ಲ, ಬ್ಯಾಡ್ ಲಕ್, ಯಾಕಂದರೆ ಇಂಗ್ಲೀಷ್ನಲ್ಲಿನೇ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ನಡೆದಿದೆ. ಒಂದೆರಡು ಕನ್ನಡ ಮಾತಾಡೋಣ ಅನ್ನಿಸ್ತು, ಕನ್ನಡ ಮಾತಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ, ದಯವಿಟ್ಟು ಕ್ಷಮೆ ಇರಲಿ.
ಪ್ರಭುಪಾದ್ ನಿನ್ನೆ ನೀವೆಲ್ಲರೂ ಕ್ರೌಡ್ ನೋಡಿರ್ಬೋದು ಎಷ್ಟು ಜನ ಬಂದಿದ್ರು ಅಂಥೇಳಿ. ಆಮೇಲೆ ನರಹರಿ ಪ್ರಭು ನನ್ನ ಜೊತೆ ಮಾತಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರು, ಏನ್ರಿ ಇಷ್ಟು ಜನ ಈ ವರ್ಷ ಅಂತಂದರು. ಆವಾಗ ಅನ್ನಿಸ್ತು ಈ ದೊಡ್ಡ ಟೆಂಪಲು ಸಾಕಾಗಲಿಕ್ಕಿಲ್ಲ ಅನ್ನಿಸ್ತು ನನಗೆ. ಯಾಕೆಂದರೆ ಪ್ರಭುಪಾದರ ಗ್ಲೋರೀಸೇ ಆ ಥರ ಇದೆ. ಇದೊಂದೇ ಟೆಂಪಲ್ ಅಲ್ಲ, ಜಗತ್ತಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಎಷ್ಟೋ ಇಸ್ಕಾನ್ ಟೆಂಪಲ್ಗಳಿದೆ. ಆವತ್ತಿನ ದಿವಸ ಪ್ರಭುಪಾದರ ಅಪಿಯರೆನ್ಸ್ ಡೇ ಆಗಲಿ ಅಥವಾ ಜನ್ಮಾಷ್ಟಮಿ ಆಗಲಿ ಎಷ್ಟು ದಿವಸದಿಂದ ಕಷ್ಟಪಟ್ಟು ಹೇಗೆ ಹ್ಯಾಂಡಲ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂಥೇಳಿ ಪ್ರಯತ್ನ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತಾರೆ. ಇವಾಗ ಜಸ್ಟ್ 5 ನಿಮಿಷದಿಂದ ಮಥುರಾ ಶ್ಯಾಮ್ ಪ್ರಭು ನನ್ನ ಜೊತೆ ಮಾತಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರು. 15 ದಿವಸ ಅವ್ರು ನೋಡೇ ಇಲ್ಲ ನಾನು ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ಲೆಕ್ಚರ್ನಲ್ಲಿ. ಏನು ಪ್ರಭು ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದಾಗ ಜನ್ಮಾಷ್ಟಮಿ ಪ್ರಭು ಅಷ್ಟು ಎಲ್ಲ ಪ್ರಿಪ್ರೇಷನ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ ಅಂಥೇಳಿ. ಅಂದರೆ ಯಾಕೆ ಪ್ರಿಪ್ರೇಷನ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತಂದರೆ ಜನ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಬರ್ತಾರೆ, ಅವ್ರನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ಕ್ರೌಡ್ ಕಂಟ್ರೋಲ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, ಅವರಿಗೆ ಪ್ರಸಾದ ಕೊಡಬೇಕು. 2 ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಕೆಲಸ. ಒಂದು, ಕ್ರೌಡ್ ಕಂಟ್ರೋಲ್ ಮಾಡಿ ನೀಟಾಗಿ ಡಿಸಿಪ್ಲಿನ್ಡಾಗಿ ಒಳಗಡೆ ಟೆಂಪಲಲ್ಲಿ ಕರ್ಕೊಂಡೋಗಿ ದರ್ಶನ ಮಾಡಿಸ್ಬೇಕು. 2ನೇದು, ಅವರಿಗೆ ಪ್ರಸಾದ ಕೊಡಬೇಕು. 2 ವಿಷಯ ತುಂಬ ಕಷ್ಟದಿಂದ ಮೇಂಟೈನ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾಗತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಆ ವಿಷಯ ಎಲ್ಲ ಕಂಪೇರ್ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ನಾವು ಯಾರಿಗೆ ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ಸ್ ಹೇಳಬೇಕು, ಯಾರಿಗೆ ಡೆಡಿಕೇಟೆಡ್ ಆಗಿರಬೇಕು? ಜೈ ಶ್ರೀಲ ಪ್ರಭುಪಾದ್. ಯಾಕೆಂದರೆ 2 ನಿಮಿಷದಲ್ಲಿ ಇವರು ತಮ್ಮ ಕೆಲಸ ತಾವು ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಅಷ್ಟರಲ್ಲಿನೇ ಮ್ಯಾನೇಜ್ ಮಾಡೋಕ್ಕೆ ಕಷ್ಟ. ಪ್ರಭುಪಾದರನ್ನ ಗ್ಲೋರಿಫೈಸ್ ಮಾಡೋಕ್ಕೆ ಎಷ್ಟೋ ಜನ ಹೇಳಿದರು, 1 ದಿವಸ ಆದರೂ ಸಾಲಲ್ಲ, 1 ತಿಂಗಳಾದರೂ ಸಾಲಲ್ಲ, ಅಷ್ಟಿದೆ. ಯಾಕೆಂದರೆ ಪ್ರಭುಪಾದರು ಪಟ್ಟಂಥ ಕಷ್ಟಗಳು ಯಾರು ದಯವಿಟ್ಟು ಲೀಲಾಮೃತ ಓದಿಲ್ಲ, ದಯವಿಟ್ಟು ಓದಿ. ಯಾಕೆಂದರೆ ಅಪಾರ್ಚುನಿಟಿ ಕ್ರಿಯೇಟ್ ಆಗಿದೆ. ಪ್ರತಿ ಬುಧವಾರ 2 ಕಡೆ ಇಸ್ಕಾನ್ ಸೌತ್ ಬೆಂಗಳೂರಲ್ಲಿಯೂ ಕೂಡ ಇಂಗ್ಲೀಷ್ ಪ್ರಿಯರಿಗೆ ಇಂಗ್ಲೀಷ್ನಲ್ಲಿರುತ್ತೆ, ಕನ್ನಡ ಪ್ರಿಯರಿಗೆ ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲಿ ಕೂಡ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಭಕ್ತಿ ಕುಟೀರದಿಂದ. ಸೊ ಯಾರ್ಯಾರಿಗೆ ಎಲ್ಲೆಲ್ಲಿ ಅನುಕೂಲ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ದಯವಿಟ್ಟು ಕೇಳಿ ಓದಿ. ಪ್ರಭುಪಾದರು ಪಟ್ಟಂಥ ಕಷ್ಟಗಳು ಏನಿದೆಯಲ್ಲ ಆ ಕಷ್ಟಗಳು ಎಲ್ಲನೂ ಇವತ್ತಿನ ದಿವಸ, ಯಾಕಂದರೆ ಮನುಷ್ಯ ಜನ್ಮ, ಮಾನವ ಜನ್ಮ ಬಹು ದುರ್ಲಭ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದು ದಾಸರು ಹೇಳಿದ್ದು ಕೇಳೇವಿ. ಆ ದುರ್ಲಭ ಆಗಿ ನಾವು ಮನುಷ್ಯ ಜನ್ಮದಲ್ಲಿ ಬಂದ ಮೇಲೆ ಇವತ್ತಿನ ದಿವಸ ಎಷ್ಟೋ ಜನ ನಾವು ನೋಡ್ತೀವಿ ಏನೇನೋ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ ಹೊರಗಡೆ. ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ, ಅಷ್ಟು ಕೆಲಸಗಳನ್ನ ಅಷ್ಟು ಸ್ಥಿತಿಯಲ್ಲಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಆದರೆ ನಾವೆಲ್ಲರೂ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಕೂತೀವಲ್ವಾ, ನಮಗೆ ಒಂದು ಸುಕೃತಿ ಇದೆ ಅಲ್ವಾ. ಆ ಸುಕೃತಿ ಯಾರಿಂದ ಸಿಕ್ಕಿದ್ದು? ಪ್ರಭುಪಾದರಿಂದ ಸಿಕ್ಕಿದ್ದು. ದಯವಿಟ್ಟು ನಾವು ಋಣಿಯಾಗಿರೋಣ ಪ್ರಭುಪಾದರಿಗೆ. ಅಷ್ಟು ಕಷ್ಟಪಟ್ಟು ಈ ದೊಡ್ಡ ಮನೆಯನ್ನು ಅವ್ರು ಕಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಆ ಮನೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಇದ್ದೀವಿ, ಆದರೆ ಯೋಗ್ಯತೆಯಿಂದ ನಾವು ಆ ಮನೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಇರಬೇಕು ಅಂತಂದರೆ ನಮಗೂ ಯೋಗ್ಯತೆ ಇರಬೇಕಲ್ವಾ. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಆ ಯೋಗ್ಯತೆಯನ್ನು ಪ್ರಭುಪಾದರ ಇನ್ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಷನ್ ಮೂಲಕ ಪಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಆ ಯೋಗ್ಯತೆಯಿಂದ ಆ ಮನೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ವಾಸ ಮಾಡೋಣ ಅಂಥೇಳಿ ಪ್ರಭುಪಾದರಿಗೆ ಕೃತಜ್ಞತೆಯನ್ನು ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ನಾನು 2 ಮಾತುಗಳನ್ನ ಮುಗಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ. ಹರೇ ಕೃಷ್ಣ.
Hare Krishna. Is Srinivas R. Prabhuji here? Okay. MS Rani Mataji. Hare Krishna. Can I request His Grace Mathura Sham Prabhu to come and give your Vishnuvardhan? Sorry, Prabhuji. I did not know, sir. Vishnuvardhan Prabhu, please come and give your offering. After Vishnuvardhan Prabhu, His Grace Mathura Sham Prabhu can be ready with his offering.
हरे कृष्णा शिला प्रभुपाद. नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिन्निति नाम्नि नमस्ते सरस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणी निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशितानि. I pay my humblest obeisances to you and I request you to bless me so that I will progress in Krishna consciousness and become a better devotee. Prabhupada, I never got a chance to spend with my grandfathers in my life. I could never spend time with them. But because of His Grace, Shivatma Prabhu and her Grace, Subhadrapriya Mataji, I've been introduced to this very nice movement, Hare Krishna movement, from my 4th grade. And I never knew that I had a grandfather who's guiding me through his devotees. But progressing in Bhakti Jivana and reading your books, I understood how magnanimous you are. And today, I'm so grateful that Krishna heard my request and sent you to be my guiding teacher and dearest grandfather. Unfortunately, I've always felt separation of not seeing you directly or meeting you directly. I've always wished that I had been born sooner to meet you. But His Grace Dinabandhu Das Prabhuji, who very clearly explained to me that Srila Prabhupada being a grandfather is very lucky to us, because grandfathers are lenient. to their grandkids, and they give freedom and forgive them whenever we make mistakes. And we are very prone to committing mistakes and offenses. So for us, who are initiated by your disciples and who are yet to be initiated, for all of us, you are like our grandfather who's very merciful and very forgiving. It doesn't go without saying that you are still living with us and breathing through your amazing books, which give us crystal clear clarity on who we are, what should we do, and how should we do it. I, from the bottom of my heart, thank you for selecting me to be in this movement. There's a special mention of my dearest friend Pratik Prabhu, which is the inspiration of why I'm writing this letter, who always glorifies you. Ever since he left India to pursue his higher studies, he always talks about how you, Srila Prabhupada, saved his life by making an arrangement such that Krishna conscious devotees are always present wherever he went to study. He always tells, if it wasn't for Srila Prabhupada's and Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur Maharaj's vision, he would have been derailed and would have taken a bad association. One thing what Srila Prabhupada has taught us is how to be healthy in this Dukkalayam. We are not only physically fit, but we are mentally peaceful and spiritually enlightened. That was the definition of being healthy according to Srila Prabhupada. If it wasn't for Srila Prabhupada, then this temple wouldn't be here, nor me reading this letter to Srila Prabhupada, who has saved my small life to be on a path of realizing Krishna and his holy name. And it doesn't go without mentioning that the way you have transformed prasad or relishing sanctified food had made us more firm in pursuing this movement. We get such nice prasadam in the temple, nobody can ever reject it. I have seen in other temples where they eat half and they throw away the rest half. But here I have never seen devotees wasting prasad. The way I got into Krishna consciousness was also the same reason, greed for Mahaprasad. So today I request all of you to take a pledge that we will not waste a single morsel of rice prasad which is served here. Today a lot of devotees have come to offer you very nice foodstuffs. I request you to please accept them and bless us, all of us, so that we'll have a nice congregation and we'll have nice improvement in our Bhakti Jivana. And today Bhakti Vigna Vinasa Narasimha Goswami Maharaj has offered you a new altar. Looking at this temple, we are all eagerly waiting to enter and celebrate festivals. Looking at this temple, we are all eagerly waiting. And now that you have entered the new temple, we are sure that this temple will be magnanimous and more devotees would take your lotus feet as shelter. Thank you very much for giving this chance to express myself. Jai Srila Prabhupada. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji, for your wonderful offering. So Prabhuji spoke about this hall, that temple hall we have inaugurated today. Maharaj has done the inauguration. And that means we'll be having many more, sorry. Sorry. There will be many more guests whom we have to take care of. So it is the onus lies on us.
We have His Holiness Jayapatak Swami Maharaj online. Harivo!
సో ఈ విధంగా ప్రభుపాదుల వారు వారి యొక్క అనుసార నిబంధనలు ఏ విధంగా మనం పాటించాలని చెప్పేసి చెప్పారు. ఒకసారి ప్రభుపాదుల వారు ఒకసారి నేను ప్రభుపాదుల వారికి ఒక ఫోటో పంపించాను అనమాట. అదేంటంటే బిల్డింగ్ మెటీరియల్ సంబంధించింది, ఇంకా ఇల్లు కలుగు వాటికి సంబంధించినవన్నీ. నేను ఈ యొక్క ఇల్లు కలుగు వీటన్నిటితో కట్టిన అన్నిటి కూడా నేను చూడదలుచుకోవట్లేదు అని చెప్పేసి. సో ప్రభుపాదులు వారు చెప్పారు, ఈ మనీ ఏదైతే వచ్చిందో ఇది చాలా జాగ్రత్తగా ఉపయోగించాలి. ఇదంతా కూడా నాకు అర్థం. సో మనం చూసి ఖర్చు చేయాలని చెప్పేసి చెప్పారు.
पीस कोर वर्कर
ఓకే, ఒకసారి అమెరికా నుంచి మన ఒక ఈ పీస్ వర్క్ చేసే అతను వచ్చాడమ్మా మనకు. వాటి పేరు వచ్చేసి బాబు బ్రహ్మదేవిత ప్రభు. ఇప్పుడు సో వారు చాలా ప్రశ్నలు అడిగారు. ప్రభుపాద వారికి ప్రతి ఒక్క ప్రశ్న కూడా ఆన్సర్ చేశారు. అదే పుస్తకము మనకి ఉత్తమ ప్రశ్నలు ఉత్తమ జవాబు. సో అదే పుస్తకాన్ని మనకు ఒక 40 రకాల భాషలలో దాన్ని అనువదించారు. మిలియన్స్ ఆఫ్ మనకి ఒక లక్షలలో ఆ పుస్తకాన్ని ప్రచురించి వితరణ సాధించారు. సో అదే విధంగా మనకి ఆవులు ఉన్నాయి. సో మా ఆవులన్నింటినీ కూడా ప్రతిరోజు కూడా వాటిని పొలాలకు తీసుకెళ్ళేది మేత కోసం. ఓకే, ప్రభుపాదుల వారి ఒక చిన్న కుటీరం ఉండేది. అక్కడ వచ్చేసి మనకి ఈ కందరీకలు గూడు పెట్టేది. ఓకే, సో అక్కడ ఈ కందరీకల చుట్టి కింద మనకి ఎంత పచ్చ గడ్డి ఉండేది అన్నమాట. ఎప్పుడైతే ఈ కౌలు వెళ్ళే మన ఆవులు గడ్డి తినడానికి అవి తింటూ ఒకసారి ఇలా కళ్ళం తగిలిచ్చేసరికల్లా అనుకోకుండా ఆ కందరీకలు చుట్టూ తగిలేదు. సో ఈ కందరీకలు ఏమైందంటే ఒక్కసారి కదిలిపోయి ప్రభుపాద దగ్గరికి వెళ్ళిపోయారు. సో ప్రభుపాదుల వారు గురుమహారాజుకి చెప్పారు, సో ఈ కందరీకల్ని పక్కకు పంపించమని చెప్పేసి. సో ఈ విధంగా ప్రభుపాదుల వారి యొక్క ఆజ్ఞను అనుసరించి గురుమహారాజు వారు ఈ కందరీకలను అన్నిటిని కూడా పక్కకి పంపించారు. సో ప్రభుపాదుల వారిని ఆ చిన్న గడ్డి కుటీరంలో చూడటం అనేది నాకు చాలా ఒక అద్భుతమైన అవకాశంగా భావిస్తున్నాను. సో ఫస్ట్ మన మాయాపూర్లో వచ్చేసి మొదటిసారిగా మనకి పద్మా బిల్డింగ్, లోటస్ బిల్డింగ్ అనేది నిర్మించడం జరిగింది. ప్రభుపాద ఆ బిల్డింగ్ లో నివసించారు. వారు మందిర పద్మా భవనానికి సో ప్రభుపాదులు వారు కాల్ చేసేది అనమాట. ఎప్పుడంటే అప్పుడు కాల్ చేసేది. ఎప్పుడు కాల్ చేసినా కూడా రథంలో గురుమారాజు వారు ఉండేది. సో పొద్దున పూట వెళ్తే సెక్రటరీ పనిచేస్తున్నారు చెప్పారు, ప్రభుపాదులు వారు మిమ్మల్ని చూడాలనుకుంటున్నారని చెప్పేసి. ఆ విధంగా గురుమారాజు వారు ప్రభుపాదుల వారి పాదమున్న అభిషేకం చేసిన తర్వాతకి ప్రభుపాదుల వారికి వీరు ప్రణామాలు అర్పించారు. సో ప్రభుపాదుల వారు శ్రీమద్ భాగవతం అది సంస్కృతంలో ఉంటే దాన్ని మన తర్జుమా చేస్తూ ఉన్నారు. సో ఇప్పుడు 7-8 రకాల టీకాన్ని వివిధ రకమైన ఆచార్యులు రచించిన గ్రంథాల నుంచి ఈ శ్రీమద్ భాగవతాన్ని శ్రీల ప్రభుపాదుల వారు మనకు అందించారు. సో ఇవన్నీ కూడా సంస్కృతంలో లిఖించబడి ఉంది. సో వీటన్నిటి ప్రభుపాదుల వారు మనకి ఆంగ్లంలో అనువదించారు. సో ప్రభుపాదుల వారు ఏదైతే ఉన్నదో వారికి మనసులో మన అన్నిటిని కూడా గురుమారాజుల వారు చెప్పేది అనమాట. ఏ విధంగా వాటిని అనుసరించాలి, ఏ విధంగా పాటించాలని చెప్పేసి. ప్రభుపాదుల వారు ఎప్పుడైతే ఈ ఫామ్లో ఉన్నారో అప్పుడు గురుమారాజుల వారికి వారిని మీట్ అయ్యే అవకాశం లభించింది. అప్పుడు ఈ గృహం వచ్చేసి మనకి రోడ్డుకి దగ్గరలో ఉండేది.
రోడ్డుకి అటు పక్కన
రోడ్డుకి అటు పక్కన ఉండేది. ప్రభుత్వ వారి యొక్క ఆలోచన ఏంటంటే ఇక్కడ ఒక మన గ్రామాన్ని నిర్మించాలని చెప్పేసి ఒక కళ ఉండేది. ఒక కాలం మాయాపూర్ వచ్చేసి ఒక సిటీ లాగా అభివృద్ధి చెందించాలని చెప్పేసి ఈ మేడ్చల్ వచ్చేసి ఒక విలేజ్ మన గ్రామం లాగా అభివృద్ధి చెందాలని చెప్పేసి. ఒకసారి మనకి 1970లో ఈ హైదరాబాద్ ప్రాంతంలో కరువు అనేది తాండవించింది. అప్పుడు అయితే తిరుపతిలో ఒకసారి వాళ్ళు 108 యజ్ఞకుండాలు ఆరంభించి దాని ద్వారా యజ్ఞం అనేది స్టార్ట్ చేశారు అనమాట. సో అది వచ్చేసి 108 కుండాలు మన ఈ అగ్ని కుండాలు అనేది స్టార్ట్ చేశారు. సో ఆ యజ్ఞం అనేది సరిగ్గా విజయం సాధించలేదు. సో ప్రపోజల్ వారు హైదరాబాద్ వచ్చేసి అప్పుడు సంకీర్తన మహాయజ్ఞం అనేది ఆరంభించారు. పాఠాలు వచ్చాయి. కంటిన్యూస్ గా 7 రోజులు వర్షాలు ఆగకుండా పడ్డాయి. ఒకసారి ఇక్కడ కూడా ఎంత కరువు పట్టుకోవాలంటే ఇక్కడ కూడా కీర్తన చేశారు. ఇదంతా కూడా వర్షాలు బాగా పడ్డాయి ఇక్కడ. ప్రపంచ వారికి ఒక గొప్ప కాలం ఉండేది. ఈ ప్రపంచాన్ని అంతటి కూడా ఈ కృష్ణ భావనామృత ప్రచారం చేయాలి అని చెప్పేసి. సో వారికి ఇంకొక కళ ఉండేది. వారు ఏవైతే ప్రదేశాలు సందర్శించారో వాటిని అన్నింటిని కూడా అభివృద్ధి చేయాలి అని చెప్పేసి. నేను ఇంకా ఎక్కువ మీకు ప్రపోజల్ వారి కథ చెప్పచ్చు, కాకపోతే మీరు అందరూ కూడా ఆకలిగా ఉన్నారని నాకు అర్థమవుతుంది.
Hare Krishna.
ప్రశ్నలు ఏమైనా ఉన్నాయా మీకు? ప్రశ్నలే.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. So Maharaj is still addressing the Hyderabad devotees, and after that Maharaj will address us here. So in the meanwhile we will continue with the offerings. So I would request His Grace Mathura Shyam Prabhu to give his offerings, and in case when Maharaj is ready, we will stop and we'll hear Maharaj. And after Prabhuji, I will request Prasadesha Prabhu to be ready with his offerings. Hare Krishna.
ಪ್ರಿಯ ಶಿಲ ಪ್ರಭುಪಾದರೆ, ದಯವಿಟ್ಟು ಮಂಗಳಕರವಾದ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಆವಿರ್ಭಾವ ದಿವಸದಲ್ಲಿ ನನ್ನ ಒಂದು ನಮನೆಗಳನ್ನು ಸ್ವೀಕರಿಸಿ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಪಾದಪದ್ಮಗಳಲ್ಲಿ. ನೀವು ಬರೀ ಹೆಸರಿಗೆ ಆಚಾರ್ಯ ಅಲ್ಲ, ಆದರೆ ನಿಮ್ಮ ನಡತೆಯಿಂದ, ನಿಮ್ಮ ಕೆಲಸಗಳಿಂದ, ಚಟುವಟಿಕೆಗಳಿಂದ ಆಚಾರ್ಯರಾಗಿದ್ದೀರಿ. ನೀವೊಂದು ಈ ಪ್ರಪಂಚಕ್ಕೆ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಜೀವನವನ್ನು ಸಂಪೂರ್ಣವಾಗಿ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೀರಿ. ಅದರಿಂದ ನನ್ನಂತಹ ಬದ್ಧ ಜೀವಾತ್ಮರು ಎಷ್ಟೋ ಜನ ಉದ್ಧಾರ ಆಗ್ತಿರೋದು ನಾವು ನೋಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀವಿ. ಬೇರೆಯವರು ಮಾಡಿದರೆ ಮಾನವ ಸೇವೆ ಅನ್ನೋ ಹೆಸರಲ್ಲಿ, ಆದರೆ ಅವರ ಒಂದು ಹಂತ ಬರೀ ದೇಹದ ಭಾವನೆ, ನಿಮ್ಮದು ಆಧ್ಯಾತ್ಮಿಕ ಭಾವನೆ, ಆಧ್ಯಾತ್ಮಿಕ ಹಂತದಲ್ಲಿ ನೀವು ಪ್ರಚಾರ ಮಾಡಿದಿರಿ. ನಿಮ್ಮ ಒಂದು ಪುಸ್ತಕ ಮೂಲಕ, ಗ್ರಂಥಗಳ ಮೂಲಕ, ಬರವಣಿಗೆ ಮೂಲಕ ನೀವೇನು ನಮ್ಮೆಲ್ಲರೂ ಕೊಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀರೋ, ಇದು ಒಂದು ಸಲ ಒಂದು ಕಡೆಯಿಂದ ನೋಡಿದಾಗ ವೇದವ್ಯಾಸರು ಮಾಡಿದಂಗೆ ಇದೆ. ವೇದವ್ಯಾಸರು ಕಲಿಯುಗದ ಜನರಿಗೆ ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗೋ ಭಾಷೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ವೇದಗಳನ್ನು ವಿಜ್ಞಾನ ಅವರು ಸಪರೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದರೆ, ನೀವು ಅದನ್ನು ಇನ್ನಷ್ಟು ಸರಳವಾದ ರೀತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ನಮ್ಮಂಥ ಬದ್ಧಾತ್ಮರಿಗೆ ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗೋ ರೀತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಪುಸ್ತಕಗಳ ಮೂಲಕ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೀರಿ. ಅದನ್ನು ನಾವು ಸರಿಯಾಗಿ ಅರ್ಥ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಂಡ್ರೆ ಸಾಕು. ಹಾಗೆ ನೀವು ನಾರದ ಮಹರ್ಷಿ ತರಹನೇ ಪ್ರಪಂಚದ ಎಲ್ಲ ಕಡೆ ನೀವು ಓಡಾಡ್ತಾ ಇರೋದನ್ನು ನಾವು ಗಮನಿಸಿದ್ದೀವಿ. ಅದರ ಒಂದು ಮುಖ್ಯ ಉದ್ದೇಶ ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಕೃಷ್ಣ ಪ್ರಜ್ಞೆಯನ್ನು ಹಂಚೋದೆ. ಸೊ ನೀವು ಯಾವುದೇ ತರಹದ ಇದಿಲ್ಲದೆ ಎಲ್ಲ ಕಡೆ ಓಡಾಡಿ ನನ್ನಂಥ ಬದ್ಧಾತ್ಮರನ್ನು ಉದ್ಧಾರ ಮಾಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ, ಈ ಒಂದು ದೇಹ ಭಾವನೆಯಿಂದ ಬಿಡುಗಡೆ ಮಾಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಪ್ರಯತ್ನ ಮಾಡಿದಿರಿ. ಅದೇ ಸಮಯದಲ್ಲಿ ನೀವು ಒಂದು ಡಿಟ್ಯಾಚ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಅಥವಾ ವಿರಕ್ತಿ ಭಾವ, ನಾವು ಭಗವದ್ಗೀತಾ 5.10ರಲ್ಲಿ ಪದ್ಮಪತ್ರ ಮಿಭಾಂಭಸ ಅನ್ನೋ ಹೇಳೋದರಲ್ಲಿ ಕೃಷ್ಣ ಹೇಳಿದಂಗೆ, ಈ ಒಂದು ಕಮಲದ ದಳ ನೀರಲ್ಲಿ ಇದ್ರೂ ಹೇಗೆ ಅದು ನೀರಿಗೆ ಅಂಟುಕೊಳ್ಳಲ್ವೋ, ಅದೇ ರೀತಿ ನೀವು ಎಲ್ಲ ಚಟುವಟಿಕೆಗಳನ್ನು ವಿರಕ್ತಿ ಭಾವದಿಂದ ನಾವು ಮಾಡಿದ, ಅಂದರೆ ನೀವು ಯಾವುದಕ್ಕೂ ಅಟ್ಯಾಚ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಇಲ್ಲ ನಿಮ್ಮಲ್ಲಿ. ಸೊ ಇಂಥದ್ದು ಯಾರೂ ಮಾಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ ತುಂಬ ತುಂಬ ಕಷ್ಟ. ಸೊ ಏಕೆಂದರೆ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಭಾವನೆಗಳನ್ನು ನೀವು ಈ ಲೋಕವನ್ನು ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಹೋಗೋ ಸಮಯದಲ್ಲಿ ನಿಮ್ಮನ್ನು ಕೇಳಿದಾಗ ಏನು ನಿಮಗೆ ಆಸಕ್ತಿ ಇದೆ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದಾಗ ನೀವು ಕುಚ್ ಇಚ್ಛಾ ನಹಿ ಹೇ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದಿರಿ. ನನಗೇನು ಯಾವುದು ಆಸೆ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ. ಇದರಿಂದ ನಾವು ಅರ್ಥ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋಬೋದು. ಸೊ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಒಂದು ಬರವಣಿಗೆಗಳ ಮೂಲಕ, ನಿಮ್ಮ ಶಿಷ್ಯರ ಒಂದು ಆಶ್ರಯದ ಮೂಲಕ ನಾನು ಹಂತ ಹಂತವಾಗಿ ನನ್ನ ಜೀವನದ ಗುರಿ ಏನು ಅಂತ ಅರ್ಥ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋಕ್ಕೆ ಪ್ರಯತ್ನ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ದೀನಿ. ಸೊ ಆಧ್ಯಾತ್ಮಿಕ ಜೀವನದಲ್ಲಿ ಮುಂದುವರಿಯೋಕ್ಕೂ ಪ್ರಯತ್ನ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ. ನೀವು ನನ್ನ ಜೀವನದಲ್ಲಿ ಎಷ್ಟೆಷ್ಟೋ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೀರಾ ಒಂದು ಶುದ್ಧ ಆತ್ಮ ಆಗೋದಕ್ಕೆ. ಆದರೆ ನಾನು ಸೋಂಬೇರಿತನ ಮತ್ತು ತುಂಬ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಕೆಲಸಗಳಲ್ಲಿ, ಭೌತಿಕ ಕೆಲಸಗಳಲ್ಲಿ, ಮುಖ್ಯವಾಗಿ ಪೂಜಾ, ಲಾಭ, ಪ್ರತಿಷ್ಠೆ, ಇದಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ನಾನು ಓಡಾಡುತ್ತಾ ನನ್ನ ಆಧ್ಯಾತ್ಮಿಕ ಜೀವನದಲ್ಲಿ ಮುಂದುವರಿಯೋಕ್ಕೆ ಆಗ್ತಾಯಿಲ್ಲ. ನನಗೆ ದಯವಿಟ್ಟು ನಿಮ್ಮ ಕೃಪೆಯನ್ನು ನನ್ನ ಮೇಲೆ ತೋರಿಸಿ ನನ್ನನ್ನು ಈ ಮಹಾಮಾಯದ ಒಂದು ಇದರಿಂದ ಬಿಡುಗಡೆ ಮಾಡಿ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳ್ಕೊಳ್ತೀನಿ. ಅದು ನನ್ನನ್ನು ಕೃಷ್ಣನ ದೂರ ಮಾಡಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ದಯವಿಟ್ಟು ನನ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಕೃಷ್ಣನ ಥರನೇ ಕಂಟ್ರೋಲ್ ಮಾಡೋದು, ಎಲ್ಲರನ್ನ ನಿಯಂತ್ರಿಸೋ ಒಂದು ಭಾವ ನನ್ನಿಂದ ದೂರ ಮಾಡಿ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳ್ಕೊಳ್ತೀನಿ. ಹಾಗೆ ದಯವಿಟ್ಟು ನನಗೆ ನಿಜವಾದ ದಾಸಾನುದಾಸ ಅನ್ನೋ ಭಾವನೆ ಬರೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಅಥವಾ ಆ ಮೂಡಲ್ಲಿ ನಾನು ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಶಕ್ತಿ ನೀಡಿ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳ್ಕೊಳ್ತೀನಿ. ಕೃಷ್ಣೇರ ನಿತ್ಯದಾಸ ಅಂತ ನೀವು ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರೂ ನಾನು ಅದನ್ನು ಮಾಡೋಕ್ಕೆ ಪ್ರಯತ್ನ ಆಗ್ತಾಯಿಲ್ಲ. ದಯವಿಟ್ಟು ಈ ಜೀವನದಲ್ಲೇ ನಾನು ನಿಜವಾಗಿ ಕೃಷ್ಣೇರ ನಿತ್ಯದಾಸಂತರ ಆಗೋದಕ್ಕೆ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಒಂದು ಆಶೀರ್ವಾದ ಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಕೇಳ್ಕೊಳ್ತೀನಿ. ನಿಮ್ಮ ಸೇವಕನಾಗಿ ಉಳಿಯೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಪ್ರಯತ್ನ ಮಾಡ್ತಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ನನ್ನನ್ನು ಆಶೀರ್ವಾದ ಮಾಡಿ. ಮಥುರಾ ಶ್ಯಾಮದಾಸ. ಶಿಲ ಪ್ರಭುಪಾದ ಕಿ ಜೈ.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Prabhuji, for your wonderful offerings. So, His Holiness Jayapatra Swami Maharaj says so. In Mayapur, Prabhupada told us that the devotees in the Gaudiya Math are expert at taking care of guests, but we are not so expert. He said, you should take nice care of guests, feed them nice prasad, give them personal attention, ask them how they are doing and what they need. At that time, a VIP came and a commissioner from the government, and Prabhupada said, now I will show you. And he sat there and instructed other devotees. So give him more water, give him more rice, give this, serve this. The person was flattered. The Acharya is personally overseeing my meal, he told. While he was eating, Prabhupada told jokes, and His Holiness Jayapatra Swami Maharaj says, we never saw him tell so many jokes. Prabhupada said, during the prasadam, the talk should be light. It's good for digestion. Do not preach heavily when somebody is trying to eat. So this is a very good takeaway for us. While we have so many guests going to come up in our new temple, we can keep it as a note of caution for us also. Thank you so much. And I request Prasadeshwar Prabhu.
Their life, Guru Maharaj. Is everybody live? If you're all live and hearing, please chant Hari Bol loudly. Hello? Alive. If you're live, please chant Hari Bol. He said Hari Bol. We are very pleased that they are offering Prabhupada's Vyasapuja, Prabhupada altar, Prabhupada mandap, everything. Today, beautiful wooden marble altar. Marble altar is being offered.
Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Krishna, Krishna Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. So there is a signal problem at Hyderabad. So Guru Maharaj, they tried again. So he's left, but he's left a message for us. He said, the entire setup is so wonderful. All the devotees are looking very glorious. And he said, we should offer our best to Srila Prabhupada. And he personally said that I'm so enthusiastic and I want to come and visit this place personally rather than seeing it virtually. So he's waiting to come. He's waiting for our hearts to invite him. He's waiting to come here to stay with us. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Namo Vishnupada Krishna Pashtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swamiti Namine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pacharini Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashyate Shatarani. Srila Prabhupada, on this auspicious day of your appearance day, I am seeking your blessings so that I can imbibe some of your quality, or at least a small particle of qualities. I was meditating, what should I speak? Your qualities are unlimited. There is no way we can glorify you within a few seconds or few minutes, whatever given here. I was just thinking how compassionate you are. Because of your compassion, today you have built such a wonderful institution, ISKCON, where the whole world is recognized, whole world is respected because of that one organization. Like Nelson Mandela said, I spent 40 years in a jail to bring whites and blacks together, but I failed. But this man did in few months, brought everybody together. Recently I was talking to one of the politicians. He said, sir, in the whole world today, if one organization can bring everybody together, it's only ISKCON. Nobody else can bring. No organization, no religious organization, no spiritual organization can bring world together. It's only ISKCON who can do it. And that is because of you, Srila Prabhupada. Another incident, a few days before, part of the Janmashtami collection, was calling one person. So he asked, who are you? I told my Karmi name, like Praveen. Said, Ian Madli, sir. And then he said, okay, thank you. He kept the phone. After a few days, again I called. I said, I am Prashadeshwar Krishna Das from ISKCON. Immediately, Gurugale, Ian Madli. Ian Madli, Gurugale. See, the whole tune changed just because the word ISKCON. So today, because of you, Srila Prabhupada, we have our identity. Otherwise, we have no other identity. So Srila Prabhupada, on this auspicious day, seeking your blessings so that we maintain what you've given and we grow. Other day, His Grace Narahari Chaitanya Prabhu was saying, now the new temple is coming. Thousands of people will come. Like we have seen yesterday, how people are pouring in. Now the new temple, more and more people will come, seeking your blessings so that we can do some service at the lotus feet. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Thank you, Prabhuji, for a wonderful offering. And like Prabhuji told, our identity is only ISKCON. I would like to narrate a small incident in my life. I'm serving in the bank, and one customer had come and given some check and gone. After that, he calls again on our landline, and he did not ask my name. So the person who attended the call, he told, I want to speak to one madam out there. whom do you want to speak? There we were around 8 to 10 of us. ಓ ಅವರಿದ್ದೀರಾ, ಅವರು ನಾಮ ಹಾಕ್ತಿರಲ್ಲ ಇಸ್ಕಾನ್ ಅವರು, ಅವ್ರ ಜೊತೆಗೆ ಮಾತಾಡಬೇಕು. ಐ ವಾಸ್ ಸೋ ಪ್ರೌಡ್, ಲೈಕ್ Srila Prabhupada, you have given this identity. Our identity is nothing other than you at this moment. Thank you so much, Srila Prabhupada. Now I request these devotees to please come and sit ahead in the interest of time. Ramani Radhika Mataji can give her offering. In the meanwhile, Sarvapamani Sachi Mataji, next Vraj Kishore Prabhu, after Vraj Kishore Prabhu, Anirudh Seva Prabhuji, and after that Sachinandan Govind Prabhu. Please come ahead and be ready for your offerings, and request you to restrict your offerings to 2 minutes in the interest of time. Thank you.
Hare Krishna. Namo Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Iti Namne Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharane Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashyatya Deshatarane. Thank you, dear Sheila Prabhupada, for your wonderful ISKCON, for your wonderful stalwart son who is untiring, spontaneous, ever enthusiastic, who initiated us. Thank you for everything that you've given us. For my husband and for my daughter, thank you from the bottom of our hearts. Forever we are indebted to you. Thank you, Srila Prabhupada, and may we continue to be strong in this movement and continue to stay in your ISKCON. Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Hare Krishna. Vraj Kishore Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Personally, I am not qualified to speak about our Jagat Guru, His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada Ji. As a granddaughter of his, I take the privilege to speak about Prabhupada Ji. As my spiritual father, His Holiness Jaipataka Swami Guru Maharaj, he is the son of Prabhupada Ji. So I take the privilege as a granddaughter to talk about my grandfather. I give my respect at all the devotees here, because actually I got Prabhupada Ji in my life because of devotees. I have few things to tell what I have come across in my life. I am not that good to speak as my senior gurus here spoke. Please accept me. I am very simple in speaking about Prabhupada Ji, because this is my life experience, what I am sharing, rather than what I have got, rather than from the scriptures and to quote that. Like, I keep listening to Amarendra Das Prabhu's classes. In his classes, he told, if you want to fulfill the purpose of the life, we have to listen to Prabhupada's classes. And what he told is, first thing what you have to listen to it in the day when it starts is, we have to listen to Prabhupada Ji. And then we have to listen to our Diksha Guru, and then we have to listen to our Shiksha Guru. From the day I have heard that, I listened to Prabhupada's talks. Before also I used to hear, but I used to never get connected. But Amarendra Das Prabhu told in that class, whatever we listen from the Prabhupada Ji, it is a transcendental sound. So that caught my mind and my attention towards it. like whenever in the class we used to listen, Golokera Premadana Harinama Sankirtana. When they tell Goloka means it is a transcendental that tell. And here also Prabhu told it is a transcendental sound. When he told, immediately what stuck in my mind was, Prabhupada ji is talking to me every day from Goloka. That was the connectivity I got. And from that day till today, immediately after my prayers to the Guru and Gauranga, first thing I do is I switch on the Prabhupada's talk. And then I do my daily routine, including brushing my teeth. So this is how my day starts. And with this, I have got a little understanding. Like, I have gone through in my life with so many spiritual masters, so-called spiritual masters, but actually what the true spiritual master tells is what our Jagat Guru has told. Prabhupada ji is the only one I can tell again and again, who has told what is the purpose of human birth and what is the aim and goal of human birth. So the purpose of human birth is to get detached from the material connectivity. That is what Prabhupada ji has told. That is what has been told from the parampara. It is not told by the Prabhupada ji, because he has told what Krishna has told through the parampara to us. And the aim and goal of life, what he has told is to reach back home, back to Godhead. But so far the spiritual master, so-called whatever they tell us how to be happy in this world. Art of living they teach. But Prabhupada ji has taught us art of dying. That is, when we are leaving the body, how we have to be and how to reach back home, back to Godhead. This is what Prabhupada ji has taught, and this is what I have been caught up with. And he is the only one who has made us understand. Like, there are 4 paramparas, as we all know, but only Brahma Madhva Gaudiya parampara, where whatever is told in the philosophy is made to understand even for the common man. It is being explained by our teachers in the language of ours so that we can understand. With this all understandings, I wish to conclude with a little what I have understood, and I am finding it very, very hard to get along with it. And I wish your prayers for that. I am asking it before only because it may sound foolish what I tell now, but still I ask pardon for you for this. As I have started listening to Prabhupada's talk, every day I listen. There Prabhupada tell the only purpose of life is to go back home, back to Godhead. And I have understood that if I don't complete my journey in this life, I will be given another 1 or 2 bonus where I can go back home, back to Godhead. But only thing which is keeping me not able to achieve what it is attachment to the material world. So now my son left for his studies. Then I understood what is that attachment. So then after that, listening to Prabhupada's talk, what I understood is whether this birth or any more births, if unless I get detached from the material attachment, I can't go back home, back to Godhead. So even though whether I have born in the spiritual background family or I am with the devotees, unless I give up the attachment of material bondage, I can't go. So now I give my gratitude, my offerings. I don't know to speak big. I give everything and everything at the lotus feet of Prabhupada ji. He is the one, he is the only one who made me understand whether this is this birth or next birth. You have to give up a material attachment and you have to get into the spiritual attachment. Unless you surrender to the Guru and aim. ಜೀವನದಲ್ಲಿ ಗುರಿ ಮತ್ತು ಗುರು ಇಬ್ಬರೂ ಇರಬೇಕು ಮುಂದೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಜೀವನದಲ್ಲಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. Prabhupada is the only spiritual master who has given both aim and goal and also the purpose of life, and he is the one who has made us to understand. And I thank each and every devotee here who has made me see Prabhupada in every one of his act. So, though I have heard Prabhupada through the talks, I have seen Prabhupada through like memories of Srila Prabhupada's series of talks are there where first disciple of Prabhupada ji have spoken. In that, we can really see how Prabhupada has taught us to get detached from the material world and to go back home, back to Godhead. Hare Krishna. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for your wonderful offering, Mataji. So here's something about going back to Godhead. Once devotee says to Srila Prabhupada, Prabhupada, please come and see what a beautiful sunset. So Srila Prabhupada told, as long as you are attracted by this material world, you will never come back to Godhead. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. I request Vraj Kishore Prabhu to give his offering, and after Vraj Kishore Prabhu, His Grace Anirudh Seva Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. So, today I asked Rasanan, so what is it that you feel about Srila Prabhupada in your life? So Rasanan said that I am grateful that Prabhupada gave us ISKCON. So I asked, but how does ISKCON impact you? So he told that because there is association of devotees in ISKCON. And then I asked Vrajpriya, so what do you think is the importance of Srila Prabhupada in your life? So she said that Srila Prabhupada taught us the right mood of Kirtan. So Kirtan should not be done to show about our qualities and our greatness, but it is more of that you should be able to serve and surrender while doing Kirtan. And she also said that Srila Prabhupada was one Acharya who taught us that how you can use everything in Krishna's service except envy, everything. And how you can use your talents, your inclinations, everything. And I remember one story that once a disciple of Srila Prabhupada came to Srila Prabhupada and said, please tell me what can I do for Krishna? So Srila Prabhupada said, you decide what you want to do. You think what you want to do and offer. So then he again came back, please tell me what should I do? Prabhupada again said, no, you decide. So after the third time, he really started thinking, what should I do? And then he said, okay, these mridangas, these clay mridangas, we cannot use them outside because, they easily get damaged, etc. So this devotee researched and he created the first Balram mridanga in the US. So he actually went inside and saw his inclination and he could bring something out. So then I asked Champaklata, okay, what do you think is Srila Prabhupada's, significance in your life? And she said that womb to tomb, Prabhupada gave us everything. So there is not a single stage of life that Srila Prabhupada didn't give us how to live. Right from before the conception, there is a whole samskar, garbhadhan samskar, etc., etc. All the 16 samskaras. And then finally how to leave this body. Srila Prabhupada actually gave that example. And then personally what I was thinking, I was reading I Will Build You a Temple by Giriraj Maharaj. And if we see, a lot of problems can be resolved when the kids are trained nicely. And in that section in the book, page 33 or somewhere, Prabhupada says that we should have our own school and we should not align them to the government. We should have our own syllabus. And we should teach them simple English, Sanskrit and Krishna consciousness. That should be given to the children. And in so many ways, Prabhupada spoke that how simple and living and high thinking can solve all economic problems. And Prabhupada gave formula of how to solve the economic problem. 1 acre land and 1 cow. Right? And we were discussing, we don't have a cow, we don't have a land. So we should probably do something in that direction. Because in order to survive in the future, everybody has to eat, right? Everybody has to drink milk. These are the things that keep us going. And personally, I am very moved, Srila Prabhupada, by your deep compassion. At that age, ripe age of 70, giving up your comfort, giving up your health, sacrificing everything, and coming to the US, coming to the Western worlds. I was reading Bhagavatam and regarding Kamsa, and see, Kamsa had very bad influence from the past life. Therefore, he was very cruel. But to add to it, he had very bad association, because the scriptures say that although you had past influence, but by right association, you can still come back. So Srila Prabhupada actually, he changed the lives of so many people who all had so many bad habits due to their past influence. So that impact of Srila Prabhupada, that association which he did, it was purely out of his compassion. So thank you Srila Prabhupada, because of your compassion, because of your bold decision of leaving your comfort and taking personal anxiety and personal trouble to take other people out of their mess which they have created. You left everything so that we could have a better life. I hope that I can get an iota of that mood of sacrifice so that I can leave my comfort zone and do some service to others. Jai Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Thank you, Prabhuji, for your wonderful offering. And on the same lines, once a big businessman from Delhi came to see Srila Prabhupada and started telling about what all he has, all his assets, about the huge wealth, the factories in multiple places in Delhi and all across India. So many cars and so many bungalows, big family, and he went on and on. Then he said to Srila Prabhupada, but there is one problem, Srila Prabhupada, I'm not able to sleep. And Srila Prabhupada immediately replied, you give everything to us and then you can sleep peacefully. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Request Honorable Seva Prabhu to give his offering, and after Prabhuji, His Grace Satyanandan Govind Prabhu, please be ready for your offerings. Thank you.
Hare Krishna. Om Agnantimirandasya Gnananjana Shalaka Chakshurmilitamena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Srila Prabhupada ಅವರಿಗೆ ಇವತ್ತಿನ ದಿನ ಅವರ ಆವಿರ್ಭಾವ, ಅವರ ಜನ್ಮದಿನ ಮಹೋತ್ಸವದಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವೆಲ್ಲ ಪಾಲ್ಗೊಂಡಿದ್ದೀವಿ. ನಾವೆಂಥ ಭಾಗ್ಯರು ಅಂತ ನಮಗೆ ಅದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಇನ್ನೂ ಅರಿವಾಗಿಲ್ಲ. ಅಷ್ಟು ಒಂದು ಮಂದ ಬುದ್ಧಿ ಅವರು ನಾವು. ಅವರಂತ ಕೊಟ್ಟಂಥ ನಮಗೆ ಒಂದು ದೊಡ್ಡ ಅಪಾರವಾದ ಕಾಣಿಕೆ, ದೊಡ್ಡ ಒಂದು ಟ್ರೆಷರ್ ಅಥವಾ ಖಜಾನೆನೇ ನಮಗೆ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಭಕ್ತಿ ಮಾರ್ಗದ ಒಂದೇ ಖಜಾನೆ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿಲ್ಲ ಅವರು. ನಮಗೆ ಜೀವನದಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಹೇಗೆ ಬದುಕಬೇಕು, ನೀವು ಸಾಮಾನ್ಯರಾಗಿದ್ರೂ ಪರವಾಗಿಲ್ಲ, ನೀವು ಹೇಗೆ ಬದುಕಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಎಲ್ಲ ಮೂಲೆ ಎಲ್ಲ ಕೋನಗಳಿಂದ ನಾವು ನೋಡಿದ್ರೂ ನಾವು ಹೇಗೆ ಜೀವನವನ್ನು ಬದುಕಬೇಕು, ಒಬ್ಬ ನಿಷ್ಠಾವಂತ ಒಬ್ಬ ಸಿಟಿಸನ್ ಅಥವಾ ನಾಗರಿಕ ಹೇಗಿರಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಅದನ್ನು ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಅದ್ರ ಮೇಲೆ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ನಾವು ನಮ್ಮ ಪ್ರಜ್ಞೆಯನ್ನು, ನಮ್ಮ ಚಿಂತನೆಯನ್ನು ಒಳಗಡಿಸ್ಕೊಂಡ್ರೆ ನಾವು ಇನ್ನೂ ಹೆಚ್ಚು ಉನ್ನತವಾದ ಒಂದು ಸ್ತರಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋಗ್ಬೋದು. ಅದು ಆ ಭಕ್ತಿ ಮಾರ್ಗದಲ್ಲಿ ಅದನ್ನು ಅವರು ನಮಗೆ ನೇರವಾಗಿ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಅವರೇ ನಮಗೆ ಒಂದು ಮಾರ್ಗದರ್ಶಿಯಾಗಿ ಒಂದು ಉನ್ನತವಾದ ಅಂಥ ಒಂದು ಉನ್ನತವಾದ ಮಾರ್ಗದರ್ಶಿ ಇನ್ಯಾರೂ ನಮಗೆ ಸಿಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ ಅಂಥ ಮಾರ್ಗದರ್ಶನ ನಮಗೆ ಕೊಟ್ಟು ನಮಗೆಲ್ಲ ಸಲಹೆ ಕಾಪಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ಸೊ ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ನಾವು ಬಹಳ ಪ್ರಭುಪಾದ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ನಿಮಗೆ ಬಹಳ ಚಿರುಣಿಯಾಗಿ ಇರಬೇಕು. ಇರಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ನಮಗೆ ಮನಸ್ಸಿದೆ, ಆದರೆ ಮಾಡೋಕ್ಕಾಗ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಎಲ್ಲ ನಮಗೆ ಸೌಕರ್ಯಗಳಿದೆ, ಆದರೆ ನಾವು ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ತೊಡಗಿಸ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋಕ್ಕೆ ನಾವು ಮುಂದೆ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಹೀಗೆ ನಮ್ಮಲ್ಲಿ ಬಹಳ ಕುಂದತೆಗಳು, ಬಹಳ ನಮ್ಮ ಡಿಫೆಕ್ಟ್ಸು ಅಥವಾ ನಮ್ಮ ಕುರುಹುಗಳು ಬೇಕಾದಷ್ಟಿದೆ. ಇದನ್ನಲ್ಲೂ ನಾವು ಹೇಗೋ ಜಂಜಾಟದಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಗೋ ನಮ್ಮ ಭಕ್ತಿ ಮಾರ್ಗದಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ದೀಕ್ಷೆ ತಗೊಂಡು ಎಲ್ಲ ನಾವು ನಿಮ್ಮ ಕೃಪೆಯಿಂದ ಮುಂದುವರಿತಾ ಇದ್ದೀವಿ. ಆದರೆ ಇಷ್ಟಕ್ಕೆ ಇದು ನಿಲ್ಲಬಾರ್ದು. ನೀವು ಇನ್ನೂ ಹೆಚ್ಚು ನಮಗೆ ಪ್ರೇರಣೆ ಕೊಟ್ಟು, ನಮಗೆ ಆಸಕ್ತಿ ಕೊಟ್ಟು, ನಮಗೆ ಉತ್ತೇಜನ ಕೊಡಿ ಅಂತ ಈ ಒಂದು ಶುಭ ಅವಸರದಲ್ಲಿ ನಾನು ಕೇಳ್ಕೊಳ್ತೀನಿ. ನಿಮ್ಮ ಒಂದು ಪ್ರಯಾಣದಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಮಹತ್ತರವಾದ ಒಂದು ಘಟನೆ ನಡೆದಿದ್ದು ಅಂದರೆ ನೀವು ಅಮೇರಿಕಾಗೆ ಹೋಗುವಂಥ ಒಂದು ಪರಿಸ್ಥಿತಿ ಬಂದಾಗ, ಆ ಪರಿಸ್ಥಿತಿ ಬಂದಾಗ್ಲೂ ನೀವು ಸುಮತಿ ಮೊರಾರ್ಜಿ ಅವರ ಆಫೀಸ್ಗೆ ಹೋಗಿ ದಿನ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರಲ್ಲ ಚಪ್ಪಲಿ ಸವಿಯೋವರೆಗೂ ನಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹೋಗ್ಬೇಕು ಅಂತ, ಹಾಗೆ ಅಷ್ಟು ನಡೆದು ಅವ್ರ ಆಫೀಸ್ಗೆ ಹೋಗಿ ಬಾಂಬೆನಲ್ಲಿ ಅವ್ರನ್ನ ಭೇಟಿಯಾಗಿ, ಆ ಮಾತಾಜಿ ಅವರು ಆಲ್ಮೋಸ್ಟ್ 65 ವರ್ಷ ಇದ್ದರು, ಇವರು ಆಲ್ಮೋಸ್ಟ್ 60-90 ವರ್ಷ. ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ, ಈ ಮುದುಕ ನೀವು ಈ ವಯಸ್ಸಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಗೆ ಹೋಗ್ತೀರಿ, ಯಾಕೆ ಹೋಗ್ತೀರಿ, ಸುಮ್ಮನೆ ನೀವು ಇಲ್ಲಿರಿ, ನೀವು ಯಾವುದೋ ಹೊರದೇಶಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋಗ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರಿ, ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾರು ಗುರುತು ಪರಿಚಯ ಯಾರೂ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಯಾಕೆ ಹೋಗ್ತೀರಿ, ಹೋಗಲೇಬೇಡಿ ಅಂತ ಅವರು ಕಡಾಖಂಡಿತವಾಗಿ ಹೇಳ್ತಾಯಿದ್ರು. ಆದರೆ ಬಿಡಲೇ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಅವರು ಒಂದಿನ ಅಲ್ಲೇ ಆಫೀಸ್ ಹೊರಗಡೆ ಕೂತ್ಕೊಂಡು ಒಂಥರ ಧಾರಣೆ ಮಾಡಿಬಿಟ್ಟು ಟಿಕೆಟ್ ತೊಗೊಂಡು ಹೋದರು. ಆವಾಗ ಹೋಗಾದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಈ ಒಂದು ಸುಂದರವಾದ ಒಂದು ಮಾರ್ಕಿನೇ ಭಾಗವತ ಧರ್ಮ ಅಂತ ಒಂದು ಸುಂದರವಾದ ಅವರು ಪದ್ಯನ ರಚನೆ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು ಹಡಗಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಹೋಗ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾಗ, ಜಲದೂತ ಹಡಗಿನಲ್ಲಿ. ಅದನ್ನು ಒಂದೆರಡು ತುಣುಕು ನಾನು ಹೇಳ್ತೀನಿ, ಹೇಳಿಬಿಟ್ಟು ಅದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಅದ್ರಲ್ಲಿ ತೋರಿಸುತ್ತೆ ಪ್ರಭುಪಾದ ಅವರು ಏನು, ಅವರು ಎಷ್ಟು ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಭಗವಂತ ಕೃಷ್ಣ ಎಷ್ಟು ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಜ್ಞಾನ ಭಕ್ತಿ ವೈರಾಗ್ಯ ಎಲ್ಲ ಕೊಟ್ಟು ನಮ್ಮನ್ನು ಉದ್ಧರಿಸೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಏರ್ಪಾಡು ಮಾಡಿದ್ದ ಅಂತ. ಇದು ಈ ಒಂದು ಪ್ರಭುಪಾದವರು ಬರೆದಂಥ ಹಡಗಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಬರೆದಂಥ ಒಂದು ಕೃತಿ. ಬೋರೋ ಕೃಪಾ ಕೈಲೆ ಕೃಷ್ಣ ಆಧ ಮೇರಾ ಪ್ರತಿ ಕೆಲಾಗಿಯ ನಿಲೆ ಹೇ ತೋ ಕೊರೋ ಎ ಬೇಗತಿ. ಬೋರೋ ಕೃಪಾ ಕೈಲೆ ಕೃಷ್ಣ ಆಧ ಮೇರಾ ಪ್ರತಿ ಕೆಲಾಗಿಯ ನಿಲೆ ಹೇ ತೋ ಕೊರೋ ಎ ಬೇಗತಿ. ಆಚೆ ಖೀಚು ಕಾರ್ಜಾತಾ ಬೇ ಅನುಮಾನೆ, ಆಚೆ कीचू कार जाता बे अनुमाने. नाहे केनो आनी बाने उग्रस्थाने, नाहे केनो आनी बाने उग्रस्थाने. भक्ति नाई वेदा नाई नामे खूब दारो, भक्ति नाई वेदा नाई नामे खूब दारो. भक्ति वेदांता नामे एबे सार्थक, भक्ति वेदांता नामे एबे सार्थक करो. भक्ति वेदांತ ನಾಮೆ ಎಬೆ ಸಾರ್ಥಕ ಕೊರೋ ಅಂತ ಈ ಒಂದು ಪದ್ಯನ ಬರೆದಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಅದು ಏನಾದ್ರ ಅರ್ಥ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬಿಡ್ತೀನಿ. ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ನಮ್ಗೆ ನಿಜವಾದ ಪ್ರಭುಪಾದ ಅವರ ಸಂಗತಿ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗ್ಬಿಡುತ್ತೆ. ದೊಡ್ಡ ಕೃಪಾ ಮಾಡಿದ್ಯಾ ಕೃಷ್ಣ, ಈ ನನ್ನಂಥ ಅಧಮ ಪಾಪಿಷ್ಟ ನನ್ನಂಥ ಅವನಿಗೆ ನನ್ನ ಮೇಲೆ ನೀನು ಒಂದು ದೊಡ್ಡ ಕೃಪಾ ಮಾಡಿದೆ. ಕೇಲಾಗಿ ಏನೆಲ್ಲ ಹೇತೋ ಕೊರೆಬೆ ಗತಿ, ನಿನ್ನಿಂದ ಆ ಒಂದು ನನಗೆ ಅನುಕಂಪ ಸಿಕ್ಕಿದೆ. ನೀನೇನಾನ ನನಗೆ ಅನುಕಂಪ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿರಲಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂದರೆ ನಾನು ಈ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ಕೆ ಹೊರಟಿದ್ದೀನಲ್ಲ, ಈ ನನ್ನ ಏನು ನೀನು ತೊಡಸ್ಕೊಂಡಿದೆಯಲ್ಲ ಅದು ನನಗೆ ಮಾಡೋಕ್ಕಾಗ್ತಾಯಿಲ್ಲ ನನ್ನ ಶಕ್ತಿಯಿಂದ. ಆದರೆ ನೀನು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಕರೆಸಿರೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಏನೋ ಒಂದು ಕಾರಣ ಇರಬೇಕು. ಸುಮ್ಮನೆ ಹಾಗೆ ಹೇಗೆ ನನ್ನನ್ನು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಕರೆಸಿಲ್ಲ, ನನಗೆ ಟಿಕೆಟ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟು ಅಮೇರಿಕ ಕರೆಸ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಆಬೆ ಕಿಚು ಕಾರ್ಜಾತಾಬೆ ಅನುಮಾನೆ. ನನಗೇನು ಅನ್ಸುತ್ತೆ, ನಾಹಿಕೇನೋ ಅನೆ ಬನ್ನೆ ಯುಗ್ರಸ್ತಾನೆ. ನೀನು ಕರ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹೋಗ್ತಿರೋದು ನೀನು ಅಲ್ಲೇನೋ ಉದ್ದೇಶಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ಕರ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹೋಗ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಿ, ಹಾಗೆ ಆ ಉದ್ದೇಶನ ನೀನೇ ನೆರವೇರಿಸು, ನನ್ನಿಂದ ಏನೂ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಕೊಂಡು ಕೊನೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಅವ್ರು ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ, ನನಗೆ ಭಕ್ತಿ ವೇದಾಂತ ಹೆಸರು ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ಬಿರುದು ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ನನಗೆ ಈ ಥರ ಆಚಾರ್ಯ ಅಂತ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಆದರೆ ನನ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಭಕ್ತಿನೂ ಇಲ್ಲ, ವೇದಾಂತನೂ ಇಲ್ಲ, ನನ್ನ ಹತ್ರ ಅಂಥ ಆಚಾರ್ಯನೂ ಅಲ್ಲ, ನಾನು ಎಲ್ಲ ನಿನ್ನ ತೃಣಕಾಷ್ಟದಿಂದ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ಆದರೆ ನೀನೇನ ಆ ನಿಜವಾದ ಅರ್ಥ ಭಕ್ತಿ ವೇದಾಂತ ಅನ್ನೋದನ್ನು ಆ ಅರ್ಥಕ್ಕೆ ಒಂದು ಪರಿಪೂರ್ಣವಾದ ಒಂದು ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಸ್ವರೂಪ ಕೊಡಬೇಕು ಅಂದರೆ ಅದು ನೀನೇ ಕಾರಣ, ನೀನೇ ನನಗೆ ಕೊಡಬೇಕು. ಅದು ಎಲ್ಲದಕ್ಕಿಂತ ನನಗೆ ಸ್ಟ್ರಾಂಗ್ ಫೇತ್ ಇನ್ ದ ಹೋಲಿ ನೇಮ್, ಶುದ್ಧವಾದ ಪರಮ ಶುದ್ಧವಾದ ಅತಿ ಶುದ್ಧವಾದ ಮತ್ತು ಪ್ರಬಲವಾದ ಆ ಒಂದು ನನಗೆ ಫೇತ್ ನಂಬಿಕೆ ಕೊಡು ಅಂತ ಕೇಳ್ಕೊಳ್ತಾರೆ. ಹಾಗೆ ಇಡೀ ನಮ್ಮ ಎಸ್ಪೆಷಲಿ ನಮ್ಮ ಈ ಆಧ್ಯಾತ್ಮಿಕ ಜಗತ್ತಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಮುಂದುವರಿಬೇಕು ಅಂದರೆ ಆ ಒಂದು ದೃಢವಾದ ನಂಬಿಕೆ ಇರಬೇಕು. ಆ ದೃಢವಾದ ನಂಬಿಕೆ ಇತ್ತು ಅಂದರೆ ಎಲ್ಲ ನಮ್ಮ ಕಲಾಪಗಳು ನಡೆಸ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹೋಗುತ್ತೆ. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಪ್ರಭುಪಾದವರೇ ನಮಗೆ ಒಳ್ಳೆ ಭಾಳ ಉತ್ತಮವಾದ ಒಂದು ನಿದರ್ಶನ. ಅವ್ರನ್ನ ಪದೇ ಪದೇಗೂ ಕ್ಷಣ ಕ್ಷಣಕ್ಕೂ ನಾವು ಅವ್ರನ್ನ ಬೇಡ್ಕೋಬೇಕು. ಅವರು ನಮ್ಮನ್ನು ಒಳ್ಳೆ ದಾರಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಕರ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹೋಗಿ ನಮ್ಮನ್ನು ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಇನ್ನೂ ಉನ್ನತ ಸ್ಥಾನಕ್ಕೆ ಕರ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹೋಗಿ ನಾವೊಬ್ಬರೇ ಉದ್ಧಾರ ಆಗೋದಲ್ಲ, ಇಡೀ ನಮ್ಮ ಅಕ್ಕಪಕ್ಕದವ್ರಿಗೆ ಜನಾಂಗದಲ್ಲಿ ನಮ್ಮ ಸೊಸೈಟಿ ಆಗಲಿ ನಮ್ಮ ನೇಬರ್ಸ್ ಆಗಲಿ ಯಾರೇ ಆಗಲಿ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆಲ್ಲನೂ ಕೃಷ್ಣ ಪ್ರಜ್ಞೆ ಕೊಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಕೇಳ್ಕೊಳ್ತೀನಿ. ಎಲ್ರಿಗೂ ಈ ಪ್ರಜ್ಞೆ ಕೊಡಿ, ನಮ್ಮ ಎಲ್ಲ ಇಸ್ಕಾನ್ ಭಕ್ತರಿಗೂ ಕೊಡಿ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳ್ಕೊಳ್ತೀನಿ. ಪ್ರಭುಪಾದ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಹರಿ ಹರಿ ಬೋಲ್. ನಂದೋತ್ಸವ ಕೀ ಜೈ, ಶ್ರೀಲ ಪ್ರಭುಪಾದ್ ಕೀ ಜೈ.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Request Sachinanand Govind Prabhu to be ready with his offerings. And after Prabhuji, Purushottam Narasimha Prabhu, please be ready with your offering. Thank you.
Bhogam karoti vachalam pangam langayete girim yatkripā tamaham bande Shri Guru Deenadharinam Paramananda Madhavam Shri Krishna Chaitanya Ishwaram. Hare Krishna. Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki. Now spelling test for Prabhus and Matajis. We'll start with the Prabhu. Okay. I written tiny acronym with my tiny brain. Okay, we'll start with Prabhu. First letter for Srila Prabhupada. Yes. Haribol. Prabhupada, we may have seen many serials, Superman, Spider-Man, but Prabhupada is real Superman. Haribol. He traveled 14 times around the world at the age of 76 or 78. Next letter is to Mataji. He is respectable by all Acharya Sampradaya, Vaishnava Sampradaya. If we take Shiva Vaishnava, Madhva Sampradaya, all the Acharya, they respect Srila Prabhupada. Haribol. Next letter. Incredible. Prabhupada is incredible. He preaches all over the world. Nobody can compare with him. Next letter to Mataji. Lovable all. He is lovable by all age groups. From children to at the age of 70, 90 years old, they love Prabhupada. Why? Even enemies also love Prabhupada. So one disciple asked Srila Prabhupada, Prabhupada, why everyone loves you so much? Prabhupada said, because I love everyone. So this is the mood we should have. We have to love every living entity. Hare Krishna. Next letter. Always thinking of Lord Krishna. He never forgot Krishna even one moment in his life. I will not give deep class. I am just giving. Next letter. A personification of all good qualities. Are you agree with us? Haribol. Next letter. He's a real Acharya. He want to elevate each and every one of us to take us to Godhead. Goloka Vrindavan. Next letter. He is a good administrator. To maintain one temple, we are struggling so much. Prabhupada maintained 108 temples all over the world. He distributed books. He wrote many letters to his disciples. He solved many problems in his life. Next letter. Which letter? The books. The books are showing the way to Goloka Vrindavan. Haribol. Next letter. Honest servant of his Guru. We are part-time servant. Srila Prabhupada is a full-time servant of his Guru. Haribol. Next letter. Unparalleled and uncompromised in his philosophy. Haribol. Next letter. He is a pure devotee of Krishna. We can see all the 26 quality of the pure devotee you can see in Srila Prabhupada. Next letter. Acharya came from Goloka Vrindavan to elevate our consciousness to Krishna consciousness. Haribol. Next letter. Devoted his life to Lord Chaitanya mission. Haribol. Last letter. Always thinking how to expand the mission. Sending his all disciples to all over the world and his books to all over the world. In this way, we can remember Srila Prabhupada always, every day, each and every moment in our life. Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki, Gurudev ki, Jai Gaur Premanande, Hare Hare Bol.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji. So thank you. It was a really wonderful acronym that Prabhuji did. So all this Prabhupada did at the for all of us, and we all know how much Prabhupada sacrificed. He never had his own vested interests. So once Prabhupada was going to Moscow, and it was very snowy there. So it was in Calcutta. It was a mango season, and Srila Prabhupada likes mangoes. The devotees in Calcutta told Prabhupada, "You like mangoes, and now you're at this moment, at time you're going to Moscow, you would not get mangoes to eat over there." So Prabhupada told, "The sweetness in spreading the holy name is much sweeter than these mangoes." Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Thank you so much.
नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्ण प्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी नामिनी नमस्ते सारस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणी निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशधारिणी My dear eternal spiritual master, His Divine Grace, Abhay Charanarvinda Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada, please accept my respectful obeisances at your lotus feet. All goes to you. Srila Prabhupada, it is your mercy that I have come to Krishna consciousness. I am actually a dumb person because even after completion my so-called education, I was not able to frame a single sentence in a language I have learnt. But now, by your mercy, you gave me the capability to speak to and convince few people to take up process that you have given us. I'm actually a lame person. Spiritually, my life was without an orientation, without any purpose of life. It is your direction, my life, through your amazing books and enlightening lectures. By your mercy, I am able to walk. I have confidence that I will be able to cross the mountains of material miseries. Srila Prabhupada, I wish to take this opportunity to thank you for the amazing books you have given us, taking so much of hardship in the course of writing them, for your thunderbolt-like striking lectures, which destroys all our ignorance, for the amazing and practical guidance you have given us through letters, morning walks, conversation, etc. for the fallen soul like me. Could also given great hope in our spiritual journey and demonstrating by your own example to the whole world how a devotee should always be living, remembering, and serving for the pleasure of Guru and Krishna. Please bless me with a drop of your mercy so that it will be able to please you by following your instruction. Please bless me that I will be able to please your disciple, my Guru Maharaj, who is your representative for me. I have no reason to demand your mercy, as I have not done anything which would please you, but I need your mercy. I am hoping on it as my only ultimate hope. Your humble servant, Purushottam Narasimhadasa.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Request MS Rani Mataji to give your offering. With this, we conclude the offerings, and it will be over to Sundarup Sham Prabhu for the next session.
Hare Krishna. Dandavat pranam to all the Vaishnavas and Vaishnavis. I was not well. I could not stop from coming here. I wanted to see Prabhupada. I just come all the way. Namo Vishnupadaya Bhakti Vedanta Swami. I thank my Sisha Guru, through whom I reached Guru Maharaj, and through Guru Maharaj I could catch hold of Srila Prabhupada's Devotee. I am very, very grateful for this opportunity of this temple who has provided me to reach Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Prabhupada, for making me join your fold. I am indebted to you. I will be in your service through Guru Maharaj and through my Siksha Guru. Thank you. Thank you, everybody, for giving me the opportunity to stand before you and talk for a minute. Thank you.
Hare Krishna. So looks like a lot of devotees are getting hungry. So we've come to the penultimate program. So we'll have a very short description about how this temple is going to manifest. And then we'll have His Grace Narayana Chaitanya Prabhu to Okay, so after that we'll have Aarti and Pushpanjali for Srila Prabhupada. Okay, so we'll make it short and sweet. So you've all seen this temple manifest in front of your eyes. So this is the first program after this temple's construction just come to some shape. So how did you like this program, this altar and all these things? Is it a feast to your eyes? Okay, so do you think it's going to attract more devotees? So what are we supposed to do this? Now we're going to make this manifest fully, right? So that is our responsibility. So we've all been very enthusiastic in donating to this project. We've given a lot of our hardship to this project, but it just doesn't end there, right? So what we need is, we need you to give us key contacts of yours, where we can go and approach, and we can see if we can raise the balance money that we need to finish this altar and all these facilities. So this facility will in turn serve the society in and around us. Our Prabhuji's vision is 3 to 4 kilometers around this temple. Every time there is a festival, the first message Narayana Chaitanya Prabhu tells us is, are you connecting with the society around us? So if you want to connect the society within around us, we need to give back something. And this project is something very phenomenal that it can actually attract the people. Because it's not just a temple, it's a cultural complex. It's going to give much more than what a temple can give. So, we together have the greatest responsibility to make this happen. So, please volunteer to give your contacts, known people, high profile people, who have inclination to support on such projects. We will go approach them and we can see what best we need to do. So we've come like 80%, the last 20% is the mile that is missing. So we need the support. We need to work together, right? Are we all ready? Okay, so to make it simple, so we made 5 themes to immediately address the needs, okay? So now we will have, where is Prabhuji? Okay, so now we will have, he's not there, okay. So we've seen, I'll just run you through. You can see this is the first poster on the left hand side. Can you see this poster? What does it say? It says Kalasha for Garbhagudi. So which is Garbhagudi here? Yeah, the one behind you, right? Can you see 3 magnificent altars? Yeah. So on top of it, actually there are going to be 5 Kalashas that are going to come. And we need a sponsor for those 5 Kalash. Okay, so that's the first project that we are trying to aim. Last time we came up with a project on Sudarshan Chakra, really overall response, excellent response, and then we were able to raise that funds. And now Sudarshan Chakra is getting manifested. In a short period of time, he'll be up and there. Okay? So now, these are the 5 Kalashas. They come on top of this Garbhagudi. Right? So we need to accomplish this. And we've also put the costing for it and things like that. Okay, so that's project number 1. Is it clear? What's project number 1? The 5 Kalashas on the Garbhagudi. Yes, exactly. So this is project number 2. Can you see what is this? Can someone read what is project number 2? Yeah, so these are dwar, the doors for the altar. So you can see this is the altar. It's a magnificent 3-stage altar. This altar has got 4 doors on each side, so totally 8 doors. So this is 8 doors are going to manifest out of good quality teak wood and nice carvings and some brass finish. So we need to make these doors. So we need support for these doors, right? So you can go and actually speak to your friends, to your relatives, to your contacts, to your business contacts. And maybe they'll be interested to come to us, right? So that's the second seva. So what's the second seva? Altar doors. Excellent. Please register in your mind. If you don't register in your heart, you cannot speak. When you go to someone, if it is there in your heart, you can speak. If you yourself do not know, then you cannot speak. Right? Okay. Let's look at the third seva opportunity. What's the third seva opportunity? Can you see this? Temple Mahadwar. That's the main entrance to the temple. So do you know where does it come? Any guess? This one. Yeah. So this is the door. You can see a massive opening here. So there are going to be 2 big doors. And that is called the Temple Mahadwar. So very, very privileged project. So we have this place is called Haridwar. Dwar to reach Hari. So this is also Mahadwar to reach the lotus feet of Radha and Krishna. So let's make this happen by manifesting this Mahadwar as quickly as possible. The greater, the faster we do, the more beautiful these doors will manifest. Okay? Mahadwar is a very, very attraction for the Great Temple project because it is visible even from outside. So just by coming on this road somewhere here, they would get attracted to these doors. And they would come to the temple. So Mahadwar is a very important seva on the temple project. Okay, so what is seva number 3? Mahadwar. Okay, thank you. So now let's look at the 4th one. See, this is 4th one. Can you all see this? Can someone read this? Ashtasakis. Okay, who are the Ashtasakis? Have you been to Mayapur? Yeah, these are the Sakis who stand 4 Sakis on either side of Radha and Krishna, right? Okay, those same Ashtasakis, we want to get that mood of Gopi Bhav in this temple, right? So we want to have these Ashtasakis manifest here. So how are they going to manifest? So they're going to manifest on each of these pillars. Can you see these pillars with granite cladding? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. In each of these pillars, they're going to have Ashtasakis manifest. So, this is a very, very wonderful project. And we want sponsors to help us, these Ashtasakis to manifest. So that is project number 4. Okay? So what's Seva number 4? Manifestation of Ashtasakis in our temple. Okay. Then the 5th one, where's the board? Just come up, no? Hello? Melova, come to this new building upstairs. Yeah. So this is called the temple entrance kalash. So there are also this 5 kalash on top of the Garbhagudi. There's also the kalash which is come on top of this temple entrance. There are 3 kalash here. So that also we need to seek sponsors so the temple can manifest very, very quickly. Right? And we are also going to come with a lot of artifacts. For example, there are going to be some Leelas of Krishna going to come manifest in these glass paintings. So many beautiful things that will come. There will be enough opportunities for Seva. But those are like, icing on the entire creation. So, but let's go with the main focused ones. So please help us to reach this. Give us your contacts. We will go personally meet them. And we will play our role in raising the funds to manifest this temple faster. So we've been talking about this project for almost 3 to 4 years now, and it's finally come to a stage where it's ready to manifest. So our timeline that we're looking at is about 5 to 6 months max from here. So in 6 months, we should all be seeing manifestation of Radha and Krishna, along with Jagannath, Baladev, Subhadra, and along with Gauranitai. Hari Bol! Thank you so much. And I have a small request. After Aarati and after Pushpanjali, please stay back to collect a special memento for attending Srila Prabhupada's appearance day. So don't miss, it's a very special memento. You can collect it from His Grace Narayana Chaitanya Prabhu. Thank you so much.
Hare Krishna, we'll have Pushpanjali now, and after that the Aarti will begin. Hare Krishna, devotees, somebody can volunteer to distribute the flowers. Om Ajnana Timirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshur Unmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Shri Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Pada Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamscha Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swamin Iti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे नमः ओं विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिसिद्धान्त सरस्वती इति नामिने श्रीवार्षभानवी देवी दयिताय कृपाब्दये कृष्णसम्बन्धविज्ञान दायिने प्रभवे नमः माधुर्योज्ज्वलप्रेमाढ्य श्रीरूपानुगभक्तिदा श्रीगौरकरुणाशक्ति विग्रहाय नमोस्तुते नमस्ते गौरवाणी श्रीमूर्तये दीनतारिणे रूपानुगा विरुद्ध अपसिद्धांत द्वंद्वहारिणे नमो गौरकिशोराय साक्षात् वैराग्यमूर्तये विप्रलम्बरसाम्भोदे पादाम्भोजायते नमः नमो भक्तिविनोदाय सच्चिदानन्दनामिने गौरशक्तिस्वरूपाय रूपानुगावरायते गौराविर्भावभूमिस्त्वं निर्दिष्टसज्जनप्रियः वैष्णवः सार्वभौम श्रीजगन्नाथाय ते नमः वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः नमो महावदन्याय कृष्णप्रेमप्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्णचैतन्य नामिने गौरत्विषे नमः पंचतत्वात्मकं कृष्णं भक्तरूपस्वरूपकं भक्तावतारभक्ताख्यं नमामि भक्तशक्तिकं हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधो दीनबंधो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमोस्तुते जयतां सुरतो पंगोर मम मंदामतिर्गति मत्सर्वस्वपदाम्भोजो राधा मदन मोहनो दिव्याद्वृन्दारण्य कल्पद्रुमदः श्रीमद्रत्नागार सिंहासनस्थो श्रीमद्राधा श्रीलगोविन्ददेवो पृष्ठालिभिः सेव्यमानो स्मरामि श्रीमान् रासरसारम्भी वंशीवटतटस्थितः कर्षन्वेणुस्वनैर्गोपी गोपीनाथः श्रियेस्तुनः तप्तकाञ्चन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंदा Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Nama Om Vishnupadaya, Krishna Presthaya Bhutale, Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swamin iti namine. Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Esha Pushpanjali. Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Presthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swamin iti namine. Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Esha Pushpanjali. Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Presthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swamin iti namine. Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Esha Pushpanjali. Srila Prabhupada Vyasapuja Mahamahotsav ke Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ke. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, just a small announcement before we go ahead with the Guru Puja. We want to know how many devotees have not taken prasadam. If you can kindly raise your hands. Or rather, please, if devotees can raise your hands, how many of you have taken prasadam? How many of you have taken prasadam? Okay, very few. That means most of the devotees who are here are not taken prasadam. Thank you.
Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada. Samsara davanalida loka tranaya karunya gana ganatvam. You put it there. Praptasya kalyana gunarnavasya Vande Guru Shri Charanaravinda. महाप्रभु कीर्तन नित्य गीता वादित्रमाद्यान् मनसोरसेना रोमांचकाम्पा सुतरङ्गबाजो वन्दे गुरो श्रीचरणारविन्दा श्रीविग्रहाराधन नित्यानाना शृङ्गारतान्मान्दिरमजनाद युक्तस्य भक्ताञ्च नियञ्जदोऽपि वन्दे गुरो श्रीचरणारविन्दा चतुर्विधा श्रीभगवत्प्रसादा स्वदान तृप्तान् हरिभक्तसङ्गा कृत्रैव तृप्तिं भजत सदैव वन्दे गुरो श्रीचरणारविन्दम् श्रीराधिका माधवयौरपारा माधुर्यलीला गुणरूपनाम्ना प्रतीक्षणा स्वाहा धनलोलुपस्य वन्दे गुरो श्रीचरणारविन्दम् निकुञ्जयो नारतकिलेसिद्यै ये आलिभिर्युक्तिरपेक्षणीया अत्रैति दाक्ष्वातिवल्लभस्य वन्दे गुरो श्रीचरणारविन्दम् साक्षात्तरित्वेन समस्तशास्त्रे उक्तस्तथा भायते एव शब्दे किन्तु प्रभोर्या प्रिय एव तस्य वन्दे गुरो श्रीचरणारविन्दम् यस्य प्रसाद भगवत्प्रसाद यस्य प्रसाद न गति कुतोऽपि Dayam Suvam Tasya Yasya Stri Sandhyam Vande Guru Shri Charanaravinda. Vande Guru Shri Charanaravinda. Vande Guru Shri Charanaravinda. Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine. Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashtatya Deshatarine. Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta-vrinda. Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta-vrinda. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada. Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada.
Jaya Prabhupada.
Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Gaur Premanande. Namam Vishnupad Paramahams Parivrajakacharya Astottara Shata Nitya Leela Prabhupada Divan Grace Avai Chanar Vinda Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. ISKCON BBD founder Acharya Param Gurudev Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Ananta Koti Vaishnav Vrinda Ki Jai. Brahma Madhva Gaudiya Sampradaya Ki Jai. ISKCON Vartaman Guru Vrinda Ki Jai. Shri Shri Radha Krishna Chandra Ki Jai. Shri Shri Gaurnitai Ki Jai. Shri Shri Jagannath Baldev Subhadra Maya Ki Jai. Gaur Premanande. All goes to assemble devotees. All goes to assemble devotees. All goes to assemble devotees. All glories and glories to Shri Guru and Gauranga. All goes to Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada Ki. Yeah.
Hare Krishna. We'll request devotees for wait for few more minutes. We'll have a wonderful cake cutting here.
Hare Krishna. Also one small request. While devotees are proceeding for prasadam, please collect the memento from the hands of his guest Narahari Chaitanya Prabhu. As well as while you are proceeding towards the temple hall, the old temple hall, we request devotees if you can kindly carry one small items, then it will be very easy for the winding up also. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. For the pleasure of Srila Prabhupada, today from the congregation we offer 278 varieties of bhoga. This includes cakes. 293, I'm sorry. 293. So we'll have first cake cutting. That you tell me. Who made it? Subhadra made it. And one is Somya.
We pay to the lordships that next year this will double up.
Hare Krishna, the wonderful cakes offering done by Her Grace Subhadra Priya Mataji and the wonderful Jaladuda cake done by Sneha Mataji. Hare Krishna, Madrasham Prabhu. Madrasham Prabhu, can you come over to Srila Prabhupada? Madrasham Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, dear Prabhupada. Hare Krishna to you. Hare Krishna to you.